All right, go.
It's cut off.
Yeah, half
Did it
my
move?
body's cut off.
All right. It's going to be interesting. All right. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radionetwork.com. This is going to be an interesting little show here. So I need to do this right here. So how's everybody going today? Doing today?
Ray, make sure you turn your phones down.
Pretty good.
Everything is good. Everything is good.
All right. All right. I am the bench warmer. We got a full crew today. We got starting from my right. It is.
I was sharing.
Oh no, I can hear your volume.
No, once I shared, I'm off the page.
it's off the page.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can
All
hear
right.
it.
So we got starting from my right is Professor. What's going on, sir?
Everything is everything.
How's it going? Everything's good with you?
Yes, sir. I feel much better. Hate
yeah.
that. I
Thank
had
goodness.
That's
hate
good.
that I
Yeah,
skipped
that's
on
strep-
you Tuesday, but I never had strep throat in my life until Monday, and then went to Care Now that night, and they told me I had strep, and they gave me a long needle to the hip, and
Oh,
gave me amoxicillin, gave me some medicated cough syrup with codeine in it.
oh,
Ooh, you
Uh,
was knocked out,
left.
wasn't you?
oh.
Yeah,
You still have something left?
And
And,
codeine will knock you out.
but yeah, I never had strep throat. And I'm a person I always fight through stuff, but I realize now that I'm 41,
Couldn't
I
fight
can't
no more.
really keep thinking the way I was back when I was 25. I got to start paying attention to my body, and it was hurting me to almost intolerable pain trying to swallow food and something to drink. And I mean, my body felt good. I'm like, I'm okay, but why is my throat hurting like this? I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and just go to Care Now. And unbeknownst to me, I had strep.
Wow.
And so they told me, Lewis, stay at home for 24 hours. I said, okay.
Yeah, don't be bringing it up here with us.
Hey, you had it for 24 hours.
So after I had was down the strep throat that night, I hate to do the kids like that, but we woke them up in the middle of their sleep. We took the whole family to Parkland or Children's, and everybody came out okay except for the youngest one.
Oh wow.
He had strep throat as well, so that they went ahead and treated the whole house with penicillin, whether you had it or not.
Wow.
So
It keeps
I was
going
gonna say, I
and
can't hear you.
going and going.
yeah, so
So,
but
yeah.
all is well. I'm
All right.
back to normal. I'm
All right.
here.
Preach.
What's happening?
What's going on?
Oh, it's a whole lot, but
We won't get into that right now.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
It ain't your time for the segment right now.
Okay. I'm just saying I'm enjoying it.
All right, all right. Quest, what's happening, sir?
Hey, man. Happy to be alive.
We finally figured out the name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah. Quest.
I got my forever in the audience.
There you go. Forever.
Hey.
There you go.
What's up, Fred?
Yeah, trying to keep us all
Whole
straight,
Foods
right?
in the
Yes.
house too.
There you
Yes. Yes.
go. And then we got I would say this, but I'm not gonna say this. I'm gonna wait. We got security. What's happening?
I thought you was talking about
No.
You talking about that owl?
Yeah,
The who?
that who?
That
owl.
you.
Yeah.
oh
What's happening?
everything is everything.
All right. You might as well come on, bring it in.
Come on. Come
You
on.
might as well come on, bring it in. We got a spot for you. Yep,
Yes,
we
we
got
do.
one right here.
Yeah, we got a spot.
We got
That Dallas traffic is a mess.
that is.
It really is.
The Dallas
20 is
traffic
no
is a
joke.
mess.
Nah, he was still reeling from that Oklahoma win.
You bring it,
Yeah.
chapter report with you.
Coach.
We got a we don't have a mic for him yet.
Yeah, we got one. It's at the live. We'll get one of the cordless mics.
Yeah, could you?
Watch your glasses.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. All right. What's going on, Coach?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Sorry I'm
Good
late.
evening.
Sorry I'm late.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
You here.
That's fine.
You
You're
here.
here. You're here. Cowboys won, so you have a.
Yeah,
That was ugly.
it wasn't
Yeah,
pretty, but they
yeah,
got
yeah.
it done.
Ugly.
You had
Got it
you have the right to be late.
done.
Still need an offensive coordinator.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about
That's a
all that.
whole
Okay.
nother story.
Okay,
That's a
okay,
whole
okay.
nother story.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right. Who
Oh, we got a
grabs-
mic over here.
Who grabs?
You get a
okay,
preach,
there we go,
yeah.
preach, there we go. All right. All right. And then
Preach didn't need a mic anyway.
there we go. So
Uh-oh. I didn't say that.
we're gonna move the show on. When we come back, we got to get into the college roundup.
Yes. Just
Yeah.
mainly,
Yeah,
Right on
mainly
time.
announcements more
Just
than anything else.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna get to the college roundup, and then after the college roundup, we got to do 4 quarters.
That's right.
All
4
right.
quarters. We missed 4 quarters last week.
We
I
did.
I was just winging it.
Bench warmer just was going off the top of the dome. He was just going off all over the place. Not even all Cowboys related.
No, we was all over
I
the
think
place.
we ended up getting into math talk.
You don't have to worry about that tonight.
We was
so.
Dwight Howard on the
We did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I saw that last. I'm like,
Oh,
I
that
know
was
these
bad,
jokers.
right?
Nothing to talk about this.
Oh,
But that was
bad,
like
right?
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
we talked
know.
about that. Oh my god! I'm
Yeah,
like,
we-
why is they revisiting this
2
again?
years ago.
well, you know, well,
But
Yeah.
that was a mess.
I tried to
Hot
stay
mess.
out of it. I'm not gonna lie.
because of his
I tried to stay-
boyfriend or whoever.
The one sitting on the bench.
Well, no. There's one that came out late, but you know that's.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
It's
Yeah.
almost time for break.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. It's
yeah.
past the time. So
Let's
when we
get off that.
then we come back, we're gonna get into girls talk. That'll be the 8 o'clock hour.
Okay.
After the 8 o'clock hour, we're gonna go
Break.
to break. We're gonna come to break, and then we're gonna get into. We got to get into the Cowboys. We got to talk NFL. And
Yes.
preachers looking at me. Yes, you did pick New Orleans to win. I mean to lose. I'm sorry, against the Cowboys. So
Okay. Who else?
I'm just going off that. We're just doing one at a time. We got to get.
Let's get into that break.
We got to go to break.
Let's go to break.
Okay. When we come back, it is college roundup.
All right.
All right.
All right. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radionetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Let's roll.
It is.
I think we'll be right back. I said play the song. No coughing. There we go.
Pull out my Lysol in a minute. I got a can of Lysol
I
in my
got
purse.
You can take it.
I got a can of Lysol.
All right, all right, all right. That was I gotta fade this down. You say it like that, fade. That was Ace, the choir boy, was elevated. We play that all the time. We always supporting. You gotta support the local artists, so that's what we do. We support the local artists, supporting local everything.
And we're not biased at all.
Not at all, not at all. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio, 41radionetwork.com. We're in the house. Let's go ahead and get it started with we got the college roundup, and we're gonna round this up real good, real quick, right?
Yeah, this won't take long because there wasn't a lot going on this weekend. There was a couple things I didn't bring up a week ago that I wanted to bring up this week. Number one, Urban Meyer stepping down. Decided his health is too much, and he's decided to step down from Ohio State. My question is do we believe this is it?
No. No. I think it's too many coaching jobs out there in the NFL that he can step right into.
But is his health issue a real health issue?
Yes.
It is.
So with that,
and he's done this before too.
Okay.
Yes, he had to leave Florida for this reason. He
Yeah.
gets so intense that it causes migraine headaches
Yeah.
for him.
He need to shut it down.
And he needs to because like most coaches, you want to win.
Right.
And in college, when you're at a big university of that, like Ohio State, winning's not. You have to win.
Right.
There's no.
You can't
No,
come in
losing is
9-2.
not an option at all. Right.
Like
I
the
mean,
Cowboys.
A 9-2 season
Hold
is
up,
like
hold up,
failure.
Hold up now. Wait, no. Stop that. We college roundup. Not cowboy roundup.
My bad.
Yeah.
I don't think Urban Meyer is built for the NFL. I think he's a college coach only.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be able because if he gets migraine headaches from a college where you can recruit the best of the best in the state of Ohio and everywhere else,
True.
what do you think is going to happen in the NFL where there's a salary cap and he can't get everybody he wants and he's struggling to go 9-7?
But all college coaches don't become great
No.
NFL coaches. Look, Nick Saban.
Yeah, he's meant for college.
Yeah.
He tried it.
He can't do NFL.
He can't handle it. Too many prima donnas, things like that. Guys like Nick Saban, they don't want any.
And
They don't want any part of that. Right. That's exactly right.
But Pete Carroll had a failure in his first stint.
He did.
But it's not too many Jimmy Johnson, even though that first year may have went to a flop, but they turned it around.
But even Jimmy
Yeah,
didn't
but
like
that
coaching
Jimmy-
a long
yeah.
time. When he got that Fox job, he never thought about going back to
And then he remember Jimmy went to Miami and he was done after Miami.
Right. That's right. That's right.
He caught lightning in the bottle and just now we want to put him in the
That's
Ring
it.
of Honor.
And Jimmy got calls to go back to college and everything else. He said,
He
"Man,
just
I'm
made
making $2-3 million a year on Fox. I'm not."
And look, Jimmy is a 4-year coach anyway. 4
Right.
years and he gone.
He's gone. That's it.
He's never stayed anywhere longer than 4 years.
That's right.
OU,
right.
Oklahoma State, he's never stayed anywhere for 4 years. So keep it moving.
And then another announcement: the great Bill Snyder has finally stepped down, and I think this time it's for good. If you don't know who he is, he's a former Kansas State head coach. He turned them around twice. He turned them around once. He stepped down. They went into the toilet.
Came back.
He came back, turned them around again. And when I say turned them around, he's always kept them competitive.
Right.
In that 8-3, 7-5 range, had a couple of seasons where they actually were in the mix for even more.
But he was able to do some upsets.
Right. You always were worried about playing Kansas State.
Right.
Because you knew they were going to be fundamentally sound. You knew they were going to be tough. They were going to run the football. He never adapted to the college game. Now he never went to a spread and those type of things. He was
played his own game.
a ground and pound coach and a tough defense. That's what he was. So good luck to him and whatever he decides to do in the future. That should be interesting
He's
to
gonna
see.
be somebody's consultant.
Well, because when you get to that age, kind of like what happened to Joe Paterno, when you leave the game, what else is there
can
to
you
do?
Right.
That's all you know.
All you do is consult.
So either you
You gotta have something to fill that
don't
void.
do anything, feel worthless, and die.
Right.
Because unfortunately, as bad as that sounds, I called it. I told my wife when he was forced out by Penn State, I said, I don't think he's going to be around long once this happens because that's all he knew. I think that's what kept him alive.
All
So,
right.
other than that, that's all for this week's college roundup. Those were the two main topics.
Kyler
We'll get
Murray
more
wins-
into the college football playoffs and everything next week.
Kyler Murray wins the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I didn't want to brag about that.
I'll put it out there.
Okay, I
It's
didn't wanna
funny
brag
though. It's
about
funny
that.
though. He wins the Heisman Trophy. And he says, "I'm going straight to baseball."
Baseball, right? Is he like he's like 5'9"?
Well, that's what the records. That's what they
5'10".
say.
You know, the interesting part about that though is he says he's going to go to baseball, but you can still draft him.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
NFL.
You can.
Mhm.
Now, the question is, where would you draft him?
Exactly.
You don't pick him 1 or 2 because if he's already committed to baseball, you don't say I'm gonna get him 1 and 2, although he's the best quarterback in the country.
If you're a team like the Raiders,
You can.
who's going to have a bunch of picks, not only in the first round,
No,
but
you
in
don't pick
later
him up in the
rounds.
first round though.
No, of course not.
No.
Of course not. But if I have a extra
If I'm gonna do a 5th
6th or 7th round pick that I can just throw out there,
I'll probably do
I
that.
draft because you own his rights for a
Yeah,
year.
that's if he's still there.
Right,
Yeah,
that too.
Yeah.
You own his rights for a year.
Well, I mean, that's a la Tampa Bay. No, when they picked up the Raiders. I mean, when they picked up Bo Jackson,
Yes.
they picked him up. Even the Cowboys picked up Herschel Walker so late in the round.
And
You know.
the good thing about it is this voting wasn't close.
No,
It wasn't close. Kyler Murray,
Walker
he ran away with this thing with ease. I was actually shocked by that. And then I was also shocked there were a bunch of coaches who actually left Kyler Murray off their ballot, and all of those voters, their votes should be revoked immediately because there's no way he shouldn't be on somebody's ballot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
What do you think caused that? Why do you think they did that?
Because they knew he wasn't going to the NFL. They figured his career is over after this.
Okay.
He's not coming back to college.
That's not a reason not to put him on
That's
your
not.
ballot,
You're right,
though.
you're
And
right. It's
again,
not.
they need to
But
investigate that. That's crazy.
yeah, I would say that too.
That might have a lot to do with it.
Jealousy.
Oklahoma's been, over the last.
Yeah, and plus you don't. This is the first back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners from the same college
In a long time.
in a long time. Yeah,
In a
yeah.
long time. And they're
And-
going to keep that thing
And this
going.
is where Oklahoma got lucky because they didn't go recruit Baker Mayfield.
Nope,
They didn't go recruit Kyler Murray,
they didn't.
and they got lucky, and both of them fell in their lap.
Well, OU doesn't get lucky.
Well, they got
Okay.
lucky.
They wanted to go to
That's
a
a
big time
hater.
university,
He's a hater.
and they
No,
went
he
to
was
a
at-
university that
No,
could,
no.
He's a
make
hater.
them a first round
He was
draft
at- he
pick
was
in the
at
NFL
A&M.
at the
Well,
quarterback
thank
position.
you.
He was at A&M,
Right.
and he could.
He realized he had a bad coach
No,
that wasn't going to get him where he needed to go.
A&M had 3 top recruits, and all 3 of them left
And Johnny Manziel stayed. Where did he go?
to Cleveland and just been a
He's
Manziel.
out of the league.
Yeah, but then Baker, but Mayfield was at Texas Tech.
What has Texas Tech
And-
done
and-
outside of Mahomes? Who
I'm
Baker
sorry.
Mayfield left?
Did Mayfield leave because Mahomes was there?
Yes.
Oh, he was there before.
Well, he
Mahomes-
didn't like
no,
Cliff
no.
Kingsbury.
Yeah, he
He
was
didn't
there
like
before
Kingsbury.
Mahomes was
Right. He
there.
didn't
He-
like
He
Kingsbury.
was a starter
Right.
before Mahomes.
And he got injured, and they didn't give him
then
his job
Mahomes
back.
came- would you give him his job back with Mahomes sitting there?
Who was the number 1 pick in NFL
I
draft?
mean, I got that. Okay. At one
That,
point,
that ends that right there.
No, because at one point,
Shut him down.
at one
Shut him
point, Sid
down.
Guilford wasn't. Wait, Kitty Smith. I can name a bunch of number ones that just didn't pan out to be Jack.
That's what I was gonna say. If it was me, I wouldn't even think about football after this. After winning the next big game.
For Murray?
Murray.
Okay.
For the simple reason, he's already guaranteed. And then-
4.7 million.
Yeah, Oakland A's.
And his height don't.
His height is not going to equal.
And then on top of it, when you go to that next level, where you done outran these folks on a lower level, we all know the NFL is a totally different level.
But you can't say
The
You can't
difference.
say that his height. You can't
Yeah,
say
because
his
in the
height.
NFL now, everybody runs the spread.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
say his
And
height.
they're in the
is a-
shotgun all the time, so that doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
you can't say his height is a detriment.
Well, I'm just looking at the fact. Let me go with something that's guaranteed.
Well, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
No, I understand.
I mean, let's say he did not say I'm going to baseball. He was gonna get it. He was gonna become a number 1
But
draft
that's
choice.
different.
He
But-
would. Had he not said that, he was gonna be a number 1 draft choice.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think his height would have really hurt him.
Yeah.
Baker, when they actually measured his height, he was a legit 6'1".
Right.
So Kyler, they're going to measure him, and he's not going to be taller than 5'10",
Right.
and that's going to hurt
And
him. I
who-
don't care how strong his arm
Who you
is.
got who are your small quarterbacks right now in the NFL?
Nobody that small.
It's 6'1" and that. You
Yeah,
know.
no, I mean Drew Brees is 6 foot.
Yeah, and he barely got by. 'cause
Barely.
Because
Even
they pushed him off.
Even Dak have a problem seeing over the line sometimes.
Yeah, and Dak's 6'2".
Next 6'2".
Yeah, and so, But, you know, Kyler, good luck to him, whatever he does. We appreciate what he did. He got 2 more games to win first. And then
You got to win these games. No,
we can
you
say
gotta
goodbye
get
to
by
his.
one first before you go to the other.
We got to win 2.
You
And
see-
that means I have to win the first one to win the
but
second one.
But you're looking. You may not get by that first one.
No, I don't think like that. We
I know
got
you
2
don't.
games to
I
win.
know you don't.
We got
I know
2
you
games
don't.
to win.
I know you don't.
That's the way I look
I
at
know
it.
you don't.
We got 2 games to win.
And
I hear a
and-
little bias over
and-
there.
and I'm
with
sure-
Bitch Woman.
Well, I mean, I gotta be.
no, I hear a little bias
Over here.
Oh, yeah, there's no
okay.
doubt about it. I make no bones about what my alliance is.
Nah, they got the blinkage in his ear.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Don't call me out now. But that's the college football roundup. We'll get into more about the playoffs and everything next week
All right.
as
Well,
we get closer.
4 quarters.
Speaking of Kyler Murray, I was reviewing the 2019 NFL draft order. 1 through 10, 49ers, Cardinals, Raiders, Jets, Falcons, Bills, Jaguars, Giants, Bucks, and Lions.
Wait.
Around that 10.
The Raiders is their pick.
The Raiders are at 3 right now.
Yeah, but that's their pick. See, we got to quantify this Amari Cooper thing because that's the Raiders' quick pick. That's not the Cowboys' pick. Because remember, they got a number 1 from the Cowboys.
But right now, if the season ended
The
today,
season
they would
ended now,
draft
they'd
at
have-
3.
They would
Right.
draft a 3 with their own pick.
Yes.
Not see.
Well, draft picks are draft
No,
picks.
no, because
I mean-
it tell you what the pick is coming from, where the pick is coming from.
Right.
The Cowboys are drafted way down at 20 or something like that. You're not going to get a number 1 receiver at 20.
Well,
See, that's the point I'm trying to
I'm
make.
just thinking about Kyler Murray.
I got you.
There are
Blake
some
Bortles.
teams that need a quarterback really
Jacksonville.
bad.
So out of that
Yeah.
group,
Jacksonville.
the
Yeah.
49ers don't need a quarterback. The Cardinals just drafted one.
Rosen.
Washington need a
You
quarterback.
think the Raiders are ready to say goodbye to Carr? They paid him
No,
a lot of
no,
money.
They guarantee too much money for him.
No.
The Jets just drafted one. The Falcons were ready to say goodbye to Matt Ryan.
I don't think so.
No.
The Bills just drafted one. I think
Josh
Jacksonville and the Giants
Jacksonville Giants. Yeah.
is where you're looking at.
What about Washington?
Well, we're talking about as far as
Washington
the
ain't
draft
top 10
order is
right now.
Top
concerned.
10.
Yeah.
The draft order is concerned. That's where
And
you start
if
looking.
I'm Jacksonville, why would you not?
Would you draft Kyler Murray that high though?
No,
At number
Why
7.
not?
Who
no.
would you go with?
I don't know if I take
The Alabama
quarterback.
quarterback?
No, he's not coming out anyway
Oh yeah.
because he's just a sophomore.
If you're Jacksonville,
I don't think you may have to wait because I don't really see a quarterback. Everybody keeps talking about the guy out there in Oregon.
yeah, but
I've seen him play a couple of times. I don't know about that.
But you know what happens though? What happens normally is it's something called the combine.
Where some
And the
Right.
combine,
Division
Right.
III
somebody
quarterback
rises up
will throw a
Mhm.
ball 75 yards.
and become the best thing
Right.
since sliced bread.
The Carson
And
Wentz,
he
the Joe
goes number
Flacco
one.
of the world.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And he
That's
becomes
exactly
number
what's
one.
going to happen. But right now,
Okay.
looking at it, I don't like any of the options at quarterback right now.
Oh, and we got a comment. Ernest Collins says,
Okay.
"Please forgive the butt whipping that Alabama is going to give OU."
Who said that?
Oh,
Ernest
man.
Collins.
Somebody named Cornbread.
He says,
Mr. Cornbread, you're welcome to come to the Brick House Lounge and say that to my
say
face,
that
sir.
to our face.
I said that.
I'm wearing all my OU
I said to
next
both of
week.
y'all face right now.
"Please forgive him the butt whipping that roll tide for
You
the roll
about to
that
get
side."
pushed off the stage.
We're gonna see who the
Wait,
real
wait,
Heisman Trophy
wait,
should be
wait,
after roll tide.
Professor,
He
roll
talking
that
about
tide.
Cooper for president.
Professor, can you let me know when you get to that point before you say, just point at me so I can do what I need to do, and then I'll let you move on.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to 4 quarters. What you got?
All right, so we got 4 quarters, and since
Bring it on.
I was sick last week, we're gonna do 4 quarters plus overtime.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, we're gonna go
You
gonna
Philadelphia.
do what?
I like that.
We're gonna do Philadelphia Cowboys.
I like
No.
that.
Four
Hey,
quarters plus. Did you say 4 quarters plus overtime?
Oh,
Overtime meaning a 5th
He wasn't
quarter.
here last
All
week.
That's
right.
overtime.
There's a 5th
Okay.
quarter, but that's overtime period. So let's go ahead,
Okay.
without further ado, let's go ahead and get to question number 1. Speaking of Amari Cooper, he leads the NFL in receiving since the Week 9 NFL trade, 642 yards to be exact, receiving. Dak Prescott, his quarterback rating is 87.4 before the trade. Since the trade, 107.5.
Yeah.
So we beg the question again. Was Amari Cooper worth a number 1 pick?
I'm gonna always say yes, absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt. And the reason why I say that is because you look at the receivers that are coming out of of college right now. They are not as polished as Amari Cooper is. They're probably the same age, but they're not polished as he is. He's had some years to understand the NFL, and he has proven himself. I mean, without Amari Cooper, we're still stuck in the mud. Remember, we was 3-5 before they got him. And I think yes, he is worth the number one pick.
Okay, Coach.
I have to apologize because I remember when this happened.
Yeah.
I was on this show and completely against it.
Yeah.
I was very upset.
Are
I
you
thought
asking
you
for
could.
forgiveness? There's a petition over here.
I thought they could have got him for a second round pick.
Philadelphia tried to give a second round
Right.
pick.
But now that the move has been made and the results, because now what I've seen with my eyes, yes, I would have traded him. Yeah.
In a heartbeat. As a
Oh,
matter,
in a
as
heartbeat.
matter
He's
of fact,
been terrific.
you had 3 top receivers. Golden Tate went to Philadelphia. You haven't heard anything about Golden Tate.
He's done nothing.
You know, Demaryius Thomas went to Houston.
It's been all right.
He's starting to pick up, and then you got Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Of the
He's-
3, which one you want?
Well, Cooper's been the best, clearly.
Yes. All
It
day long.
hasn't been close.
You know, I beg to say, when you say who do you want out of those 3, Cooper, Tate, or Demaryius Thomas, I really do think if you were put this, let's say Cooper on the Eagles and Demaryius Thomas with the Cowboys, if the roles were reversed, would the success been the same? So
That's a good question.
when you think about who do you take, of course you're gonna say Cooper because
Because-
he has
because-
flourished perfectly in the Cowboys system.
Right.
And I still to this
Right.
day don't understand what the heck the Raiders was doing with Cooper for him to play like this in Dallas. But with that being said, if Cooper was not doing this in Philadelphia, and Demaryius Thomas was doing what Cooper doing in Dallas,
Let me tell you why I still.
Would
I
you
can,
had changed
I
your
can answer that
answer?
very well.
Go ahead.
I can answer that very well. I had a previous wife that didn't know how to appreciate me. When I got one now,
So you took the Cooper wife.
know how to love me. So in other words, the Raiders didn't know how to appreciate Cooper, and the Cowboys, they say okay.
is it they didn't know how to appreciate him or they know how to use
They
him?
didn't know how to do the same thing.
Well, I
Same
think they,
thing.
I think they know how to use. Let me tell you why you.
Because
Take,
remember, Crabtree was the 1,
yeah, but let me
and
tell you
Cooper
why.
was the 2.
Let me tell you why
Right.
you take Cooper
Mhm.
because of his age.
He's 24.
Yes, Golden Tate and Demaryius Thomas has been in the league a little bit longer than Cooper. Demaryius Thomas was more of a Des Bryant type receiver.
That's
Well,
what I was
not
just about to
only
say.
that-
He's not the route runner.
No.
Cooper is.
He's more of a Des. Now, Golden Tate has been in the league also for a second or two.
Mhm.
Yes.
So you want to take someone that can grow with you. Cooper
Grow
has
with
the-
Dak.
Yeah,
Right.
grow with Dak. Cooper has the age, and they have the nucleus with the Dak and the Des and Ezekiel Elliott. So they've created a nucleus. So you
Mhm.
take Cooper, even as all 3 of them out on the table, you still take Cooper because he can grow.
And let's
Yeah.
mention that Prescott and Cooper are 24 and Zeke is 23.
Exactly.
So
That's-
So they're
that's
gonna
your
get
big
old
break.
together.
That's your
they
big
They
can
break.
get
grow
old,
together
yeah. They
if you
get
can
old.
keep
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
If the money is right,
They're gonna say,
They gonna
they gonna
make
make
it
it happen.
They have to keep
They're
him.
gonna
They're
make it
gonna make
happen.
the money right.
So we see the new regime of Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith.
That's not get carried
Yeah.
away.
We see the new regime. Okay. Hey, wait a minute.
Now, hold your
Professor,
horses there.
We haven't got to that point yet.
Oh,
But they need to start listening to a wise man.
Wait, of the three. I know you still going 4 quarters, right?
yes, we're still on first quarter.
All right, go ahead. Because I was going to ask a question if that 3.
We got the later NFL talk.
Okay. I'm going to ask that question though.
All right, so quarter number 2, did the New Orleans Saints peak too early? Starting with Preacher.
Did they ever peak?
Did they peak too
Did they-
early?
That's what I'm asking. Did they ever peak? Did they ever
Yes.
reach?
Yeah, they peaked.
They're 11-2 right now.
Yeah, they
Well,
peaked.
and they lost against a team that's now starting to peak. This is the right time to peak.
Considering what happened Sunday against the Bucks, to where they barely crept out of there with a victory.
And
Um,
what happened because of that? It's because the Cowboys exposed them.
okay.
I hear that a lot. I don't agree with
And-
that.
I don't
okay,
either.
and
I don't agree with that.
Go back and look at that game again.
I hear the whole somebody got
finish.
exposed.
I'm gonna tell you.
All right.
Go back and look at that game again. The Cowboys did something that they really barely did all season. They got up in Drew Bledsoe's face.
For Breeze.
Breeze.
I mean, Breeze. I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Where did Drew
Breeze.
Bledsoe
Oh,
come
Drew
from?
Hey,
Bledsoe's a
Oh, my
I
goodness.
know.
Selling wine in Washington
He was
right now.
really exposed
Yeah,
then.
well,
Yeah, buddy.
but they did something that they had not hardly been doing, and that is getting in the quarterback's face, making them just like last week in the Philly game. They made him throw the ball earlier than he wanted to on several plays.
But this whole thing about they got exposed. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with that.
Mhm.
Because teams know other teams. They know how to. They know your weaknesses and your strengths. The
Right.
question is, do they have the personnel to deal with that weakness and that strength?
Exactly.
There's a lot of teams that do not have the personnel to deal with New Orleans. New Orleans got strength all over across the board.
Well, let me ask you this then. What's the difference with Sean Lee and without Sean Lee?
Well, we ain't seen Sean Lee yet.
Right.
We've seen it before,
That was last year.
but still, we
No.
him.
It's a whole new different defense. Two reasons why. Vander Esch is one. Jalen Smith is a year early too. I got three reasons.
And those
Actually,
corners are
and those
terrific.
corners are better.
And you know why
and
the
Chris
corners are
Bashard,
You know why the corners are better?
it's because of defensive back coach.
Not only that, because the line is doing what they're supposed to do, linebackers doing what they're supposed to do, so the corners are able to be cornerbacks.
The defense is playing a lot better because because it's not Rod Marinelli, it's Chris Bashard that's putting that. He's the inventor of the Legion of Boom, and he's putting these people in the right place at the right time. And he's got Jaden Smith calling the right plays. Vander Esch is smart as all outdoors, and we got to give him his credit. He's calling the right plays. So yes, without a Sean Lee, if this has been last year, we wouldn't be in this position.
Right.
Mhm.
Because because your defense is playing a lot better.
All right, so let's come back to the question.
Okay.
Yes.
Did the Saints peak too early?
And I say,
Your answer
Yes.
is you don't think they've peaked.
I never seen them peak.
Okay,
I seen the Cowboys relax.
okay.
All right.
Coach,
Yes.
why?
You never want to be that hot, that dominant, that early, because then when you get beat in the way they got beat,
Mhm.
okay,
That's a
you
big
lose a little
letdown.
something. You feel some type of way because they
That
didn't get
mojo.
beat. That score is very misleading. They got dominated.
Yeah.
They really
Don't
did.
let the 13-10.
No, it would have
Yeah,
been 13-0.
That thing.
It should have been.
They were
actually
lucky
more
to
than
get
that.
a touchdown in
Yeah,
that
yeah, they
game.
were
Yeah.
because of Randy Gregory.
Let me show you. And I don't mean to interrupt you,
Okay.
but
Yes, you do.
the way they beat New Orleans, they rubbed it in their face because they could have blown them out. And if you get blown out, you see it quicker than what they could have. Because that last interception Breeze threw, they could have went down and really tied the game if he had not thrown that interception.
But
True.
And then the Cowboys get on the goal line. They could have scored. They sat on the ball.
yeah, the question if they peaked too early,
Yeah.
I think New Orleans got beat at the right time.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you. No. The reason why I said I think they
I
got
agree
beat at the
with you.
right time because now guess what they're gonna do? Go back to the drawing board and be the known so they can become a more dangerous team. If they'd have gone through and did 14 games straight, 12, 13 games straight,
Mhm.
and got beat at the end, that beat wouldn't have meant anything. They got beat at the right time, so now a team like this right here can rev it back up again.
Oh, you got a comment.
Well, okay.
A
well,
49ers Nation comment. He said, y'all
They don't
paid
count
the
right
refs against the Eagles. Let's just
See,
tell
yeah,
the
so
truth.
let's
Tell
talk
them.
about
Yeah,
that
let's talk
later.
about that later.
No,
We're not
tell
gonna
them.
go
Everybody-
there.
Tell them we don't talk
I'm
about
just
race.
saying the comment
I don't
from
listen
the
to
page.
people that
Whoever
being
it is,
racist.
tell them.
We gonna talk about that at the back end,
Tell-
right?
We will.
Tell them. Read
them.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Yeah.
It's
No.
a time to place
Such
for
a time as
everything.
this.
This is
Tell
not the
them
time to
I
talk about
said go sit by the dumpster and we come out there. And
Oh
later.
my goodness.
So we had to.
We gonna
let's
talk
get-
about that
So
after
let's-
9
let's
o'clock
keep moving.
hour.
Shelley,
Yeah.
did the Saints peak too early?
Yes, they did. Same reason. I think that they it was a huge letdown.
Mhm.
Everybody got their hopes up thinking that they were gonna just have a sweet 16 season or whatever, and they didn't. I think
Including
they
you.
no. I mean, well, I picked New Orleans to win just because
Of their
of
dominance.
their numbers. They
Their
were
dominance,
dominating the Rams and KC. all of them were in the top. So you're thinking, okay, they're going to keep this train rolling. But the Rams are doing the same thing. They didn't keep the train rolling. So
Yeah, Rams got some chinks in their armor. Their armor. They got chinks in their armor.
John Evans said, "What up, Lions?"
All right, so let's go ahead and go to quarter three. Speaking of the Rams,
Yes.
Okay.
who got trounced 16-6 by the Bears.
Bears, yeah.
By the Raiders. The Raiders.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Oh, I thought you said the Raiders.
The Bears.
But somebody picked.
She picked up the mic.
No, I thought he said
No.
Raiders.
Okay, but both teams
Because the
were
Raiders
the
won
color
this
black,
weekend,
so
too. I
I
forgot
mean,
who they
don't
played.
knock them for that.
Look, they ain't my team, so I don't know who they played. I just know that they won.
The Raiders.
So,
Anyway,
At least I called
What's the
somebody
question?
20 years longer. You gonna talk-
so in looking at third quarter, let's think about how the Saints got manhandled by the Cowboys and how the Bears manhandled the Rams on Sunday Night Football. So the question is, should the Rams and Saints have any fear of facing the Cowboys and the Bears in the playoffs?
No.
Why?
Well, because number one, the Cowboys defense, although they've been good, they've got to prove that they can stop you when it's time to be stopped. Here's what I saw in the Philadelphia game. Yep, you stopped them for 3 quarters and you couldn't stop them after that. Because I mean, the same with the Cowboys, they couldn't stop the Cowboys, but there's some chinks in the Cowboys' armor because they allow 100-yard receivers. They allow middle of the pack receivers and stuff like tight ends. I mean, how do you get tight ends to go 100 plus yards on you?
I can answer that real quickly too.
Mhm.
You need a better safety.
Yeah,
wow, that
yeah,
was quick.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, Jeff. I agree with you. But I'm just to answer your question.
Ooh,
I don't think they should be scared of the Cowboys. Can the Cowboys beat them?
woo.
I don't know if they can beat the Saints again because it's hard to beat the team twice.
They-
But
They need to respect the
and
Cowboys.
can they beat the
Ooh-wee.
Rams? See those top 3 teams: Rams, Kansas City, and the and Rams, Kansas City, and New Orleans. They're still top 3 teams.
Mr. John Evans is going off on here.
Is that 49?
He said the Bears
Oh,
will
that's
beat the
Spud.
Cowgirls and Rams want to play the Saints.
What up, Spud?
Oh, his name is that Spud?
That's a little.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, we
He
know.
said if Cowboys linebackers
That
don't
ain't
come
89,
to
so he
play,
need
the
to-
game
yeah.
is over.
That ain't 89, so he need to
Is
wait.
that one of them cheerleaders?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
No,
Is
that's-
that one of them cheerleaders?
He not 89, so I'm not worried about it. Marcel.
All right, Coach. Should the Rams and Saints have any fear of playing the Cowboys and Bears in the playoffs?
The Rams should, because if Dallas goes to LA, it's going to be 80% Cowboy fans there.
Well, yeah, you're right about
And
that.
so
You know
it's
that.
going to be like a home game for Dallas.
Yeah.
So they're going to feel very comfortable there. New Orleans, no, I don't think so. You have to go there in a playoff game. That place
Exactly.
is
You can't go to New Orleans.
it's
and
going to
win.
be crazy. They could go there and win. I just don't like the percentage
right.
or the chances of them going there and winning. I like it better if they have to go to LA and win.
And we better be lucky because whoever the Cowboys play, they got to come. If Cowboys were going to Seattle, it's done deal. I think Seattle would beat the Cowboys if we had to go to Seattle.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
Seattle,
we don't have to worry
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
we ain't have to worry about that. But we better win the division.
Oh, we're going to win.
Oh, we-
Oh, we're gonna win a
We
division.
don't have to worry about
Yes,
I'll pull
yes.
win the division.
Go
Pull out money
Cowboys.
That's
right
a
now.
wrap.
Whoever want to bet me on that one.
Go Cowboys.
That's about as close to a
Now,
lock.
let's keep in mind
I got that.
Y'all
that
sure did jump on the
that-
Cowboys wagon.
now let's keep in mind that
I've
the
been on
Eagles
Cowboys wagon all
came
my
down
life.
here, lost to the Cowboys. Now they got to go to LA
They
to
gotta
play the
go-
Rams.
Oh yeah, that's a done deal there.
I mean,
Yeah, and then they got to.
as I said on
then they got to play
Facebook,
Houston too.
as I said on Facebook, if the Cowboys lose to the Colts at noon on Sunday,
We still
if the Eagles lose to the Rams, we still got the
win
division.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah, but
Cowboys are in
I
good
want the
hands right now.
Cowboys to go win and
and handle up.
handle your
Yeah, what
business
they need to,
yourself.
yeah, what they
Handle
need
your
to do is
business
win out.
yourself.
And, yeah,
That'll
yeah,
shut up a lot of extra
Yeah,
talk.
just handle your business yourself.
yeah.
All right, Shelley, you have any comment on quarter 3? No? Okay. Quarter 4.
Y'all done said it all.
So Cleveland in 40 games, the Browns, there used to be dumpster fire. Under Hugh Jackson in 40 games, won 3 times.
Right.
Cleveland in the 5-game census firing have won 3 times.
3 times.
So you got Cleveland who has won 3 of the last 5 game census firing prior to his firing, they won 3 games out of the last 40.
Mhm.
So the question is, was Hugh Jackson a hindrance to the potential success of the Browns organization?
I'm gonna say 2 words: Baker Mayfield.
Say the question again, please.
And
Was
have
Hugh
Bench
Jackson-
Warmer repeat that name again.
Was
Boy,
he?
he's no longer. He's not OU right now. He's
I
Cleveland.
got that. No, that's OU power.
No, he's
That's
Cleveland.
OU power.
He's Cleveland.
That's gonna always be OU power.
I'm
Just like
re-
when Adrian Peterson got into the NFL.
Reason
That
why
was
I-
OU
reason why I'm
power.
say reason why I say Baker Mayfield, has he been a hindrance?
Hater.
I think he wanted to bring Baker Mayfield on slow. Everybody else said bring him on now,
Yes.
you know, and so they did.
I-
But Baker Mayfield,
I'm sorry.
I need to have the question
was
again,
Hugh
please.
Jackson? Was Hugh Jackson a hindrance to the potential success of the
Yeah,
Cleveland
Cleveland
Browns?
and I'll say to a certain extent, but no. First of all, Cleveland never had players the way they have now. They've had a defense, but I mean, who is Johnny Manziel? I mean, how many quarterbacks did they run through there in his tenure? They had no receivers because Josh Gordon was out getting drunk all the dang time, so he couldn't stay on the high. He couldn't stay on the field and everything. So you know, they never had an offense. You know, once you bring in and they've had like 8 million first-round draft choices, and they start finally drafting. We went offense.
Kept missing.
Yeah, they kept missing. And then you got Nick. So now you got a Baker Mayfield and a Nick Chubb.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the same, and then you got the award within the same draft. So this
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. Yeah,
Here you go.
this year's draft, this year's and last year's draft is a lot better,
Yep.
and the turnaround was about to come.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
I think the reason why they let him go is because he didn't allow Baker Mayfield, and management said, no, you need to play Baker Mayfield because we're going to pay him. We pay him. And Baker Mayfield is why Cleveland is where they are right now, is looking to be a next year, you watch out for him.
So Chris Wilson says Hugh Jackson was undermined.
By who?
By management.
By
By
who,
man-
Mr. Wilson?
by
Mr.
management.
Wilson.
By management.
Hello, Mr. Wilson.
Hello,
All
Mr.
right,
Wilson.
Coach. What's your take on this quarter?
They gave Hugh Jackson, 3 seasons?
Yeah.
And at some point, you're still the coach. You made the decision on DeShone Kizer, okay, which
I
was a
see that,
mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge mistake.
Yeah, you made that decision.
All right.
You made the decision to go out and convince everybody to sign Tyrod Taylor. And so you can't sit back here and say he was undermined or anything like that. This is you. You were given 3 years to show some type of improvement. And now that you're gone, the improvement
Yeah.
has accelerated. You know, everybody, Baker's looking really
Great.
good right
Is-
now. The receivers are good. The tight end's solid. The defense is so right now. They've kind of
But didn't
regressed.
they get rid of the offense coordinator too?
Yes.
Todd Haley.
Todd Haley's-
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've never
He
liked
was
him.
trash.
They didn't like him in
He was trash
Pittsburgh.
and San Francisco.
So he was given enough opportunity. He was he hindered. He was a hindrance. He needs to go back and be a coordinator somewhere.
Preacher.
And I keep saying this, the NFL is a different level from all others, college, high school. So when you get on this level, you got to know what you're doing. And then on top of that, you got to have coaches you can trust to do the job. And I really believe he was trying to do too much as a head coach.
Well, I think the reason why Chris is saying that they were undermined is because them coaches was arguing with each other.
Right.
You know, none of them rode with Hugh Jackson, and none of them. I mean, shoot, y'all watch 40 for what was that? The Cleveland Browns 40 for 40, whatever they was doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch that right there, you
The
saw,
yeah.
you saw all of them undermining each other. So that coaching staff, it started with the coaching staff, and then
And it
your
filters to the players.
Yeah, it filtered to the players. I mean, we're privy to that because you know when the Cowboys were in their non-heydays in the late '90s and early 2000s, you know, if you had a problem, guess what you did? You didn't go to the coach. You went to the owner,
Right.
and the owner did what he wanted to do. So yeah, we saw that. So yeah, that's why he would say he's undermined. I think he's undermined. But Martin, Coach, you're right. He has been getting. He picked the players. The problem is that he couldn't run the players the way he wanted to, and he couldn't run his own coaches the way he wanted to.
That's right.
Right. Number 5.
All right.
Overtime.
Overtime. Saquon Barkley.
Well, time to go.
Come on now. Let him get the
So,
question out.
this has been 4-1.
No, this
Let
is
him get the
overtime.
question out.
We got 8 minutes.
I know exactly where you're going.
Saquon Barkley. Think about the draft. And think about what he's doing now. You hear where everybody used to always
Oh,
say
Mitch
in the
Warmer.
draft, the Giants should have drafted a quarterback instead of drafting a running back at 2. And look what he's doing now. So the question is, was he worth drafting number 2 overall in this past year's draft? Was it worth
Coach?
skipping a quarterback? Considering how Eli Manning has played all season.
Who was drafted first? Baker Mayfield was first one.
Mayfield was 1, Barkley was 2.
Given the other quarterbacks that came behind him,
So think about the question. Was it a good idea for the Giants to get Barkley instead of drafting the quarterback of the future?
yeah, given the quarterbacks that's behind him, you still saying no.
Hey, I'll wait till it gets to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Given the other quarterbacks that's behind him, now we hindsight is 2020.
Okay.
You know, you got Sam Darnold, you got Josh Rosen, you got
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
So Baker
You
Mayfield,
got-
Josh Rosen,
Well,
Josh
Baker Mayfield
Allen.
was not there. So you
Okay,
can't
he's
say
not there.
Mayfield.
Josh Rosen, Josh Allen,
Sam Darnold,
Sam Darnold,
Lamar
and Lamar
Jackson.
Lamar
Jackson,
Jackson.
Mhm.
who was the last pick in the first round.
Right.
So those quarterbacks are out there.
Given those 4, and then you got Saquon Barkley, I would say the Giants did the right thing, given those 4.
What did you say before?
I said they should have drafted a quarterback.
See?
I get it.
So
I,
it took him to show you on the field how of a bad boy he is for you to change your mind. Is that what you're telling me?
well, I mean, but here's the deal about Saquon though. Saquon, if you don't give him the ball, he can't be that bad. Yeah, if you don't give him the ball, he can't be that bad.
If you don't
So-
give them the ball, the Giants are worse than what they are now.
Well, yeah, that's
Is
why
what
you
you're
needed
saying.
him. Yeah, but
Okay.
but the quarterbacks that came behind him, that's all I'm looking at. Let's say if you had let's say Baker Mayfield was still on the table,
Mhm.
I would have went to go get Baker Mayfield in a heartbeat over Saquon Barkley. If Baker Mayfield was on the table, if that was your choice, I would have gotten Baker
You
Mayfield.
know, 1 ain't
Agreed.
far from 2. So, I mean, he was still pretty much the top
No,
pick
no,
other
no.
than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but if Mayfield was on the table, I would have gotten him over Saquon Barkley in a heartbeat.
Okay, so right now,
Right
If
now, the other
it
4.
was, so you saying it was a smart move for the Giants to get Barkley instead of drafting a quarterback to replace Eli. And we all say how horrible Eli has been this
But
season.
who would have been worse? Who's worse than Eli right now?
Who's worse?
Those 4. I mean, would you want them 4 over Eli?
What the
The
quarterback?
quarterbacks that came after Eli. I mean, after Baker Mayfield, would you want them 4?
Rosen?
No,
I don't know about that. Josh Allen?
no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Oh, you're a Cardinals fan.
No. Josh Allen has played fairly well for the Bills.
He has.
Yeah,
3 consecutive games
yeah,
of
for the
over
Bills,
100
yeah.
yards rushing.
Yeah, but so you would want him over Saquon?
Hey, he's out there. He's out there, but the Giants didn't have a running game
They didn't.
prior to Barkley. So I mean, that's why I'm asking this question.
That's why I would say Barkley.
Okay.
Okay.
Coach.
I'm gonna make this pretty quick. I would have taken a quarterback still, because without a quarterback, you have no future. I don't care how good
Right,
Barkley
right.
is.
You're right.
You just can't do anything without a quarterback. We all know this.
Right.
We've seen it. As terrific as Zeke Elliott is, you put Cooper Rush in there, and things change real quick.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I would have taken either Allen or Darnold. I wouldn't have taken Rosen. I think he's the worst of them all. But
See?
those other 2, I would have taken one of them over Barkley.
All right.
Reacher.
I you know me, I'm one that believes in leadership, and that quarterback is the coach on the field. So I rather take now, and then whoever come in out the receiver, running back line, that's your coach. They got to surround him. Okay, so Eli should have been gone last year.
He should have been.
He should have been gone last
Then would have
year.
been the 4th.
And then on
quarterback.
top of that, is nobody there to challenge him.
No.
So that's the reason why he just played the way he want to play.
And then that time I bring them back.
Oh.
That's another story.
All right, Shelley. Was it worth drafting
I
Barkley?
forgot what the question was.
Was it worth drafting Barkley at number 2 as high as he was instead of drafting a quarterback for the future for the New York Giants? Considering Barkley's play this year, which he's right there with Patrick Mahomes as far as NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's no question about that.
Well, Mahomes
They
can't be a
they
rookie,
needed
yeah.
him, but I
sorry.
still
Mahomes not a rookie. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
NFL MVP.
that was
Okay.
last year. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know.
Not MVP.
It's a tough because they needed that, but Eli
They needed both.
they needed both. Yeah, I
Well, you
think
have
they
to
needed
choose one or
both.
the other. Pick your poison. Was it better draft Barkley over a quarterback, or should they have drafted a quarterback for the future and skipped over Barkley, which Barkley probably went to the Browns, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah, he would've went to the
No,
Browns.
no,
Yeah, you're
Mayfield.
right.
Mayfield
I
went to
think-
the Browns.
No, Mayfield
Whoever
went to the
was
Browns
after the
first. Yeah,
Giants.
Barkley
Yeah.
would have wound up going back to the Browns, and then
The Browns had 1-4.
yeah. So then he would have went to the Browns, and then the Giants could have come back
Mayfield
and picked up.
and Barkley.
Yeah, then Mayfield.
That'd have been off the
Man.
Then
chain.
the Giants could have probably picked up Nick Chubb.
Woo wee.
So was it worth
So
it?
yeah, it was worth it because they can go
Really?
back next year and
Yeah,
get
they're
a
going to
quarterback.
sorry anyway. So
The
you know.
Yeah.
thing about it is,
Y'all must-
But they would have lost him.
Y'all haven't seen the
To
quarterback
the- you
class
know,
coming
so
out.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
sorry
Yeah,
quarterback class.
because
Yeah.
because if you get a quarterback now, somebody got to learn somebody. Where
Yeah.
if you had a quarterback,
If you
uh,
get a
But
quarterback
see,
now,
but
you-
see, if
yeah,
they had got
running back,
if they had got a
quarterback.
quarterback
Yeah.
this year, the quarterback wouldn't have played.
yeah,
Because
would
they
have.
No, he
No, he
guarantee-
wouldn't. He
I
wouldn't.
guarantee
He
The
wouldn't.
Giants would have set him
the
on the
way
bench.
the way
The only
Eli
way
is
he would have
playing,
played,
the way Eli
but you see,
is
when
playing.
they set Eli down, somebody up in that
And-
booth
and-
said,
and
"Put
the
him
crowd
back
said,
in."
Put him back in.
That
It wasn't-
because
Even though
they
he
put
was
in
playing
Geno Smith.
poorly,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
made him
Geno
go
Smith.
back
That
in.
didn't help anything.
Well, yeah.
And they missed the
EJ Manuel, whoever.
He's
it
gonna
was.
go out
Geno
just
Smith.
like
Let's not
Peyton
go
did.
there.
He's gonna
Okay.
retire. They're not gonna let Eli not play.
wanna talk
All right, we
about
got to
Pete?
shut down, y'all.
Yeah,
It is
okay.
8 o'clock.
It
Yeah,
is.
well,
It's time.
That's the
It's
end
time.
for a quarter.
It's
By-
time for
done-
girlfriend talk. Yes.
Well, actually, by
All y'all
by
leave the
official
stage.
clock,
It's
we
time
got
for the
2 minutes,
girls.
so we can go to break.
I'm not. Yeah, we're gonna use 2 minutes for the break.
But anyway, we're gonna take a
Yeah,
break.
we got a break.
As soon as we
And
come
during
back-
the break, we're gonna have all the guys get up. No,
Yeah, you know, I
the
ain't-
girls is taking over.
I ain't going nowhere. All right.
Is the bar open?
Yes, it is open. The bar is
Yeah,
open.
bye. Go to the bar.
I
See you
will
later.
be happy
Yes, the bar is open.
to remove myself.
There
Yeah,
you go.
please remove yourself.
There you go.
Bring on the girls.
This has been 41 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. When we come back, Girl Talk.
All right, let's roll it.
Girlfriend talk.
Girlfriend
go.
Talk. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Bring them up. Bring them up. That's what we need. Bring them out. Bring them out. That's the song we need when they come on. Bring them out. Bring them out.
I could step out.
Yes, yeah, mess up your hair. All right, this is 411 Sports Talk Radio, Forum Radio Network.com. Can you hear yourself? You ain't put them on yet. No, I got it. No, here we go.
They gonna change it.
Yeah, here we go.
We back.
Yeah, we're back.
We back.
All right.
We're back.
Security, take over.
And it's the entertainment hour and our special guest. It's
There you go.
okay. She got her blingage cup. She got the Cowboys cup. She got her coffee cup. What does it say? Oh, Hennessy.
Girl, white Hennessy.
Hello. So it's the entertainment hour, and we have Girlfriend Talk with Fee, Shell, and Nick. They are back to grace us with their presence this evening, and they have a question for you viewers, and I'm going to let them take over. So go right ahead. And we have a special gift for the person who has the best comments, and I'm going to let the girlfriends pick the winner from the comments that are made on the page. All right?
Okay.
Sponsored by yours truly.
Awesome.
Take it away.
Everybody want to drink?
Wait, y'all
Oh,
need
I
intro
just
music or
wanna-
something like that?
Right.
No, we don't need
Okay.
intro music. I just want to Yes,
Bring
we
them
do.
out. Bring them out.
Yes. Thank you for having us again. We enjoyed it last time we were here. So we do have a question for everyone. After a relationship, is it okay to date your ex's best friend? And so the options are no, or only if they're no longer friends, or it depends on if it's just physical or serious. Or some people say best friend, who cares? So is it okay to date your ex's best friend?
No.
Y'all started because I'm just.
Anybody have any?
I want the guys to chime in too, but
Yeah,
I
chime
say
in.
no.
That's a
Never.
no.
I say no. If that's your best friend,
It don't even
your
matter.
ex's best friend,
It don't even matter about best friend.
That's
It's
a no.
It's a no to date your ex anything.
That's a
Mhm.
no.
That's true. I think it's a generational
ground?
question.
Is it?
Well, we tested this, and the younger generation thinks it's okay to date.
Really?
So that makes me young
They,
then,
but you
huh?
know
about
they
it.
ain't
Think
got
about
no
it.
scruples.
Actually, they said B. Only if they're not friends any longer. They was okay with that. Like, okay. But when I flipped it
Okay.
and said, so what if it was your best friend that your ex started dating? Oh no.
See,
it's too much that goes involved.
it's
with
too much history.
dealing with your ex, your best friend's ex, or your friend's
ex's
ex.
best
I ain't even gonna say best friend. I'm saying your friend's ex. It's too much going.
Mm-mm.
Man, you was home. We was home. We was kicking it, and then
Mhm.
your friend.
All
come up,
your secrets will be
and everything-
revealed.
I said that.
'Cause you sit
Kelly.
up
They
there-
was like, no.
I'm saying-
I said pillow talk is something else.
Okay, all your
and
secrets.
everything you did to me, you did to him. You doing to me.
Because he gonna know everything,
Uh-huh.
but he ain't gonna know everything. It depends on your ex. He may not tell everything.
No. You don't have to tell nothing. The word dating means that we gonna get into it at one point or another. The
You
sheets
need to
will-
be up here.
The sheets will be turned over at one point or another, right? So if what's going on in the sheets, you did that to him too? Ooh.
He might have told
Oh, that is true.
Oh yeah, you thinking? Oh, you know.
Now, if she shout out my name, I don't have a problem with that.
Oh my goodness! But then y'all might be rolling in the same circles, and you have to see your ex and see his best friend, and
Well, on a serious note,
to say no.
Yeah.
that is a very thin line.
not
On a
even
serious
It
note,
is,
that
it
is
is.
on a serious note. But
It ain't that thing. That line is too thick. Because I don't want to
Well-
walk around with somebody that's sloppy seconds or
It-
seconds
it-
period.
Yeah.
But
well, it-
technically,
it's almost like somebody not going somewhere.
Right.
okay.
Yeah. Because you know
who it is.
Because
so it
guess what? They
becomes
done talked about him and everything, and now
Yes.
you dating them and stuff like that. You know, and they may be exaggerating about who they are. You know, and she could be a good woman, just not a good woman for him. But I don't want to get to know all that. That's just.
And then you have to
TMI.
ask the question: Why is she not, or why is he not with the person, or why did they break up in the first
Well,
place?
you know your
and you
homeboy.
probably know the reason why.
Wait, you know your homeboy.
And you know they've
your
been
best- You know your
talking.
friend.
But it could be a scenario. Okay, let's
But
think
they
about it.
already was talking about you when y'all was dating before, And why is he with you now? The ex's best friend. Why is he with you now? They done already talked about you, and
But
that's
not
just too
necessarily
much.
that it happened instantly. What if I hadn't seen this guy in about 4 or 5 years and we accidentally meet in a store or something? It's like, hey, how you doing? I ain't seen you. How you been? And all that other stuff. And find out you still with, no, we ain't together anymore. That type of scenario. And hey,
And they still
Like
best
you.
friends.
That sounds like I think I love
It
my wife.
says your ex's best friend.
Your
That means
ex's
they're
best friend.
still friends. So you're gonna date your
Exactly.
ex's best friend, and they're still friends.
Y'all using the word.
I had a
best
guy.
But that's the question.
Yeah.
Your ex's
Yeah.
best friend.
I had a guy say to me one time, I was dating his friend. He gonna tell him when he through with you, me and you could date. I was like, no, we can't. Not ever in this lifetime, ever, never, ever.
yeah, I'm not for being passed around.
Exactly. I'm like, what kind of friendship is this? You gonna pass me to the next person?
This ain't 48 hours.
I mean, he don't want you. He don't care about you.
No.
Let me ask
Nope.
you this. Do you feel like men are quicker to go that route than women?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
They
women
are.
are a little bit more loyal than that, than to be messing with their best friend's
It
ex.
depends on the woman.
And plus,
it's
again, we
content.
as women, we talk.
It's,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you have some women that are.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, not as long as I could.
Go ahead.
I
Okay.
did.
You did.
Yeah,
But
I did.
you have some.
He gonna take
women
over
that are-
y'all show.
Why
Just
you
letting
looking at
y'all
me
know.
like
I
that?
mean,
Yeah,
you take that mic from him,
I wanna
because he
know.
will talk for the whole hour.
We want to know what you have to say. We want to hear from
Just
men
you
too.
need a timer
Okay.
when he start talking.
Okay.
Let's hear from the preacher's perspective.
We
Oh,
need to
yeah,
give
he is a
we need to
preacher.
give Kamani a mic so she can give us her answer.
Oh, we have an audience.
Yes,
Ah.
that's my friend Money.
Well, I would say this right here. We always say men are quicker to do whatever than women. I think that for me, number one, it's half and half. Men would do the same thing women do. Women know how to hide what they do better than men.
We better cheers.
Yeah. But as far as that though,
I don't know.
women
We
can
better
be
side pieces.
women can be
Like y'all talked
vindictive.
about last time.
Women can be vindictive,
Very.
and women can do things just to show you, just because. Yeah, I'm gonna go out with your homeboy because I'm showing you. So when you say who's quicker to do it, men, we do it because we just want some, we just want to get in, see what happens. Homeboy talked about it so much, I just want to see what it's all about.
That
You know,
is true.
but
I will
but it's-
say that.
As far as a full-fledged, let me date you and stuff like that. First of all, our egos don't even want to go around our homeboys. Our egos, I don't want to go. First of all, we all knew that y'all two dating. Now y'all two dating. Men, we just as dirty as y'all are as far as talking, but we'll talk about the homeboy quick. Oh, this dude right here, what he doing? We gonna go off on him real quick, and we ain't gonna do it behind his back. We're gonna do it in his face. Say, dude, you gonna date Brian's girl? Oh man, you kind of cold, man. Because that's called a bro code. You don't roll with your homeboy's ex.
Right,
You just don't do that.
right.
And if you do that, how sorry are you? That's how we think.
Let's explore some of these options that you have on here. So option B, you say only if they're no longer friends. So is it okay to date your ex's best friend if they're no longer friends?
No, you just don't do that at all.
Don't do that at all.
No.
What about does years have anything to do with it? Let's say
No, because
So if
that's
they
still
haven't
his
been
best
friends
friend.
for 20
best friend. You
years.
said best friend.
Yeah,
Your
but
best
if they're
friend,
no
yeah.
longer best friends, you still don't do
You
it.
still don't do
You
it.
know, you know everything about this guy because your ex has
Yeah.
told you things about him. You've been
Mhm.
around him. You know if he cheats, you know everything you do.
To me, that means you done took everything he had. You took everything he had and you used it for your own good. That's kind of not right.
Uh-huh.
That's not right at all.
Martez Turner says it wouldn't bother me because if my ex is better for my best friend, then it's okay because he's my best friend and I want him to be happy.
I told
Oh,
you.
okay.
I told you, men to me seem like
No.
they're quicker to go that route.
I could I mean,
But he's saying he would go
He wouldn't
ahead and
care.
approve of it. He's giving his best friend.
so what if there was no physical
Well,
in the first relationship, there was no physical relationship. You never had
Oh,
sex,
okay,
and then
well,
you
that
break
puts a
up,
spin on
and
it.
then you go with the best friend.
Well,
Would that
biblically,
be okay?
I think that's okay.
Typically, when the
Because
man
they may have not
dies,
had the
the brother
sexual
took over.
relationship.
Nikki, she said if they never had sex.
So they've never had sex before,
it
and then
wasn't
they go with
intentional.
the best friend, and they just decide, you know what, me and you can't work, but me and your best friend can work. but we've never had sex.
Then
No,
do-
no,
then can
no,
you really
no. You can't do that.
You can't
But
be,
they've never had sex.
They don't have to have had
you
sex.
can't be boomerang around here.
Yeah.
To me,
No.
if I wasn't intimate with him, then I wasn't really into him anyway.
Mhm.
So, you know.
And what if y'all only
That's
dated
not
for a
true.
minute? What if
That's
you dated for
how
like
long did you
2
date?
months and it just
Oh.
never?
Yeah, it's okay.
You're not my
I-
type, and I'm gonna move on. But your best friend is my type, so is it
Yeah.
okay?
So
No.
Meet the best
you saying
friend
the Eddie,
later
the
on.
Eddie Murphy,
Ah.
Robert,
Meet the best friend later on and he fine.
right.
Like your best friend look a little better than like
I never
look. Your best friend look like Denzel, and you look like Martin. The Jerome on Martin, that's what you
My
look
mind
like.
might change then.
Hold up.
In-
I
in
really
other
didn't
words-
know him anyway.
In other words, basically, one person's trash is another person's treasure.
Yeah, but ain't best friend's treasure.
Well,
He is serious about this.
you
So
know,
silly.
but you know, basically, most of the time, things like that happen.
Right.
It
It's
does
just
happen.
Being, it's just being realistic about it.
It does
so,
happen.
so why should I get mad that what I used to have is going out with somebody that I know? Matter of fact, that's taking up too much of my time.
Right, because if I'm done with you,
I'm done
I'm
with
done
you.
with you.
Yeah,
So I should
Yeah.
really not care about who you're with.
there you go.
You see what
But I'm
saying?
just saying, if you with the best friend
That
and
don't
they're
happen like
still
that.
like this, you're gonna
None
still
of my
have
best
interaction with them.
friends.
So
None of my
to me,
friends
when you
know.
put your past in the past, that means him, his friends, and all that stuff. You don't
Yeah,
want to be
the
around
past.
none of them.
Family.
Yeah, the whole kit
Yes.
caboodle, because you don't want to be. You don't want to be reminded, especially if it was a bad breakup. Why would you
Okay.
want to be?
And
with
what if
an
you date?
ex?
What if you date his sister?
What?
What?
Who they?
Whose sister?
The
What-
guy is dating
the
the
best
sister,
friend's
not a
dating the
woman
sister.
dating the sister. Boy,
The
you
best friend's
scared
dating
me.
the sister, and the best friend is dating your ex.
That's another show
You gotta
entitled
come
All
around.
in the Family. That's another show entitled All in the Family.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Goodness,
You
goodness.
gotta come around.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I hope the light was out.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
So what's another one of the?
So another one of the options was, well, I think we just kind of explored that. It depends if it's just physical or if it's serious. And the last one is best friends, Smith friends. I don't care. I don't care if it's my best friend. I'm gonna get with them because guess what? They just fine, and I want to be with them.
That's the 8 to 8 blind for the crazy. Don't matter.
So we got a comment. Louis Medford said, first of all, whether or not this is a good idea depends on how your situation ended with your ex. If it ended on good terms and your ex is okay with you dating his or her best friend, would it work under those circumstances?
I still say no because you know everything about the ex. You know everything about the ex.
Right.
The best friend. You don't.
But you really don't know.
Yes, you do. It depends
okay.
on your ex. If he talks or not, you're gonna know about that best friend.
I might know.
My
some-
ex, would I date his best friend? No.
Oh, girl, no.
No. Right.
I know I wouldn't.
First of all, what you do is first of all, okay, fellas, here's what you do. You get the finest woman in the group, and the rest of them got to be ugly, so you know you're not dating them. So you ain't got to worry about that.
Wait. Say that again. What?
Beautiful women hang together. Okay, so.
What you
you're
say now?
not gonna
What
find
what
a
even?
woman with a bunch of
What are you
ugly
talking
men,
about?
okay?
No.
You are banned from this show.
No. The way you stop.
I gotta come in here.
Please help him. Please help him preach. What did you just say?
In other words, okay,
You know what I'm talking about, though.
I can't explain that.
We all know what you're trying to say. You need to write it down.
No, what I'm saying first. Okay, so you talk about you come back and he find or something like whatever. Guys don't date a lot. We ain't gonna say that.
Okay, you don't even know. What
I had something.
Poor baby. It just went out his head.
Yes.
You had what?
I don't know. I had something. It sounded good in my head before it got out.
But what?
The majority of the time, don't that normally happen to young folks?
Oh, with the and I think that's when we asked the question, we did kind of like a tester question.
Yeah.
A lot of the younger people were okay with dating the ex's best friend. I think in this generation, there are no they don't have any
Respect.
rules.
No
Yeah,
boundaries.
Yeah, no
Respect,
boundaries. That's what I'm
respect,
saying.
because-
There are no boundaries anymore for the things that we held dear. They don't care about. It's all about me now.
Right.
So if your
They don't
best
want you,
friend
or
make
they
me
don't-
happy, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm
happy
rolling.
with your
And,
best
and
friend.
I guess what I'm looking at, my boundaries are my daughters. So I'm teaching them the best way I know how. And the best way to teach them is how I carry myself
Right.
and what they see in me.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't want my daughter to see me bring you home for Thanksgiving, bring you home for Christmas, and I'm hanging out with her for New Year's.
Ooh.
So, in other words, those are my boundaries.
Right.
Hey, with all the holidays.
But-
He ain't gonna be alone.
Yeah, you know, I don't want them singing that song at my homegoing service, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
Okay, we have another audience comment. Louis Medford says the person that is interested in the ex's best friend, is this person too lazy to find someone new to keep the potential drama down? That's a
And it's
good
going to be
question.
drama.
But what
Yes,
if
yeah.
you're actually attracted to, because sometimes attraction is just chemical. What if I've seen you after a couple of years and I'm attracted to you, we're talking in the store and hey, is it really
Okay, let's
about
go
we
back
trying
to the
start-
ex. Did we have sex or not?
Was it on?
Yeah, because you said it was okay if you never had sex.
Right, if you didn't have sex. But no.
No. So if
I think
if
it
you
depends
did,
on, for that
I
one,
think
I
if
think
you
it
did
depends
have
on the
sex,
duration.
then yeah, then-
If you didn't have sex and say it was less than 3 months, the 90-day rule.
Right.
Less than that,
It's still gonna
then
be
maybe
drama.
it might be okay.
still
You don't have
gonna-
sex for 90
it's still gonna
days
be
when you
drama.
first start dating someone.
but no. I like the
You
duration
ain't
thing.
see, you didn't see think like a man, act like a lady, think like a man.
Well,
Well, it's a woman rule.
No.
yeah,
No.
that's
I
with us.
like
It's supposed to be.
I like the
But
duration.
you can have an
thing.
emotional connection in 90 days. Like
You sure can.
Yeah,
You
you
can.
have it in
That's
a
true.
month,
So what's the
sex don't
duration?
have anything
What's the
to-
duration? Is it okay? We dated a couple of times. Now was it?
Well, in her scenario, we're giving it 90 days.
Okay.
So you dated for 90 days and you adhered to the Steve Harvey rule of 90 days and not having sex. So it's just a
You
Why
just
we
dating.
why we listen to Steve? He the one who got issues too.
So another comment from Mr. Medford, he says, I wonder for this situation to even be a possibility, what is it about the best friend that you couldn't see in your ex? Because birds that flock together stay together.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me answer that. That is not true.
That's
My-
not true. I don't agree with
Maybe
that
I shouldn't
either.
say this, but my ex-husband being a great example. When I first met him, because they say if you really want to get to know a man, meet his friends and all this other stuff. So his friends were all married, they were coupled up, they had their own homes, and he,
You gotta
he,
see how he treat his mama.
well,
That's the other
that
one.
exactly.
I
And
agree
so,
with that.
so everybody in his group had their stuff together. Here's this one guy who was working on his stuff, but hadn't gotten it together yet. And so you're assuming that, okay, well, you're hanging around these mature people, that you're going to be like this too. So when you think that all birds of a feather flock together, that's not true. That's
He has
not
a
true.
follow-up question. Are you dating your ex's best friend to stay close to the ex from a distance?
But
That's
if you
some
dated,
stalkerish stuff.
like you said,
Hey,
you was
why-
making
why-
it right.
why y'all
You
break
dated
up
for 3
then?
months? No.
Yeah, why y'all break up then?
I'm trying to
Is the
understand.
reason why you decided to date your ex's best friend so that you can stay close with your ex? You're not really over your ex. So you want to stay close to
Ooh,
your
that's
ex from a
messy.
distance.
That is messy.
You want to, yeah,
Well,
that's
no,
messy.
I mean, okay,
Then who broke up with who?
Right.
cause my example here.
She said, "Don't believe
My
it."
ex still go to my church,
Oh.
but my wife sits over here, and my ex sits over here.
Y'all just meet in the middle.
Right?
Hey, I ain't no middle.
You sit in the middle. You wanna eat
Oh,
something?
Well, basically, I am sitting in the middle.
Goodness.
Yeah, basically,
You gotta
I am.
eat the
Maybe I'll be right
No, that's my position.
Mm-mm.
I'll be right there, baby.
You know,
Oh, hold
but
on.
if it was left up to me, she wouldn't be there. The
But
ex.
you can't kick her out the church.
Right.
No, I can't.
You can't
Yeah.
go to church. You can't keep me
Can't kick her out the
I mean, I
church.
can,
God, no, you can't.
but I
You can't.
But you'd have to
You
have a
can't kick her out.
biblical reason to put her out.
No, but the
That's
whole,
messy.
I'm staying with you because I'm dating your ex because I want to stay next to my ex. That's
That's
messy.
a good question. That is messy.
That's
Dating the ex's best friend
Friends
to
to
stay
with-
close to
that's-
the ex.
That's messy.
That is
But it goes back,
messy.
who broke up with
Who
who?
broke up
That's
with- yeah.
stalkerish,
Yeah.
actually.
That's a
That
stalker
is
kind of
stalkerish.
mentality.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
broke up with who?
Because
Yeah,
if I
that's
broke up
crazy.
with you, I don't want to be around you.
That's called 100 feet.
Yeah.
You close, we got problems.
1,000 feet.
Well, and basically, well, my ex came to my house at 2:00 one morning.
Woo,
It was storming
that's
rain,
booty call.
but I didn't make the call.
You right.
made it.
But
She just showed
No.
up. She just showed up.
No,
You didn't take that
cause you know why?
Why?
We was at my girlfriend's house, and that's what she came
call. You
to.
had a threesome.
Wow. Preacher.
We going on.
Preacher.
I didn't, she said,
Wow.
hey,
Wow.
we still trying to think.
What church you
But
go to?
the problem it wasn't so much she showed up. It was the fact that I taught my girlfriend not calling the police. And she said, okay, if you don't want to call the police, what's really going on here?
Mhm.
We gonna fight or we calling the police? How does she know where your
was she
girlfriend
just-
lives?
Yeah, why is she just showing up?
Well,
Stalking.
you know how y'all
Stalker
do it.
situation.
Y'all-
Stalker.
Don't say y'all.
First
Don't
of
do
all,
that.
yeah.
Sound like a stalker to me.
She showed up at your house or the
At
girlfriend's
The
GPS.
house?
girlfriend's house.
How did she? First of all, how did she get?
Well,
the
you know, you
girlfriend?
got
That
certain
GPS.
things. Google. You can
Google.
How does she know the girlfriend name?
Right. Would you
She's
giving
a
out too much
stalker.
information to
No,
your ex for
no,
her to be
no,
finding
no,
me?
because
Let some
that's
woman
the
knock
reason
on my
why
door.
I was sharing about not too long ago. Family needs to make a decision. Are you going to be with your family's present significant other, or are you going to hang with the ex? If you hang with the ex, you don't need to give no information out about me.
I
Right.
agree.
Okay,
I agree. Because if you my ex, my whole family cutting you off.
Extra
Well,
reason.
you can't do that if you have
It's
kids,
crazy. Not
though.
in my
But
family.
we ain't got no
It's-
kids.
If you don't have no kids, that's one thing. But you can't when you have kids.
I-
No, I'm
even
just
if we
saying,
got
if
kids,
you-
my family can cut you off.
But you know
Why
what?
not?
In my family, they
Mhm.
don't.
No,
exes
because the
are a
kids
part
gotta
of
be.
the
They
family.
have to have a
That-
relationship
that-
with the family.
They are.
That makes
If
it
there's
good.
if that's their
There's
aunts
no
and
family in my
uncles and
family
so on and so
crazy.
forth.
Hold on. What are y'all talking about?
No, I said that like in my family, all the exes are part of the family. They come over for the holidays, they hang out.
No,
they
we don't
still
do
see
all
them.
that now.
They do. They're part of the family.
So how does that work with the new person?
Yeah, if you was with somebody, I can understand if you're single. If
It
you're
doesn't
single, that's
affect them. They
fine.
still hang out
But
and
that-
all.
I think
just
that would,
Nah.
I think that would
chill.
depend. I think
They
that would
do.
depend on how deep the relationship was,
Exactly.
you know, and if this is a lifelong, if it's a lifelong thing, then yeah, it's hard to cut that off, especially if the breakup was amicable.
Right.
If everything was okay, you know, okay, I can see that. But if there are some issues,
They
number
have-
one,
As
if you
long as
got-
the ex
if you have
knows their
kids, yeah.
place.
Oh yeah. As long
Yeah,
as long as
they- yeah.
they don't come over there talking about, you know, let's get together, nothing like that. It's just like, hey, how
Don't
you
be
doing?
asking me
It's-
for no
it's- it
dance.
feels
and-
like family. or
yeah,
something
all
like
that stuff.
They
And
become
then
family.
there's a
They
Don't
do.
ask.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to fix your
All
plate.
I mean, they do.
But wait a
And we
minute. But
exes.
like you just made the statement, if there's no children involved,
Yeah, if there's no children involved,
You
you
don't
cut
need
it
to-
completely
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
But if you have children, you got to
Yeah.
have that
If there's-
concern
you
for
still-
them and
because
their
they still gotta raise the
relationship with that
kids.
ex
Yeah, you
and
still-
the ex's family.
Yeah.
And you don't want the kids to see a lot of drama going on.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And mature people will make sure that they have an amicable relationship with their ex to make sure that the kids can build their relationship without any extra drama and so on and so forth going on.
Exactly.
Okay, wait
so
a minute. I'm lost.
I have a
Is the
question-
ex
I have
coming
a
over
question
to
too.
my
Go
family
ahead.
house.
Yeah, your family house.
Yeah.
So my kids ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't come around my family. You can come pick up your kids from me. You don't have to come to my family house to get your kids.
But don't be at your family house, so I ain't got to go pick up the kids. Sit at the house and let me get there
You
first.
be there at
It
6
just,
o'clock.
I think it just depends on the relationship. Like
It
you said,
depends on the
if
relationship.
if you have an
Depends on the
amicable
relationship. Depends on
relationship with your
relationship,
ex and you have children, it's okay. I think it's
That's all
okay
it
to have
is.
an extended family
Right.
We
relationship
have
so that the
extended-
kids
yeah.
don't experience any drama.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, so when you come over and you do know your place. I am the ex, and yes, I'm just coming to pick up my kids, but I'm gonna be cordial with the whole family, and the family's gonna be cordial with me because we're doing this for the kids' sake.
Right.
Yeah.
It can be done.
And I
It
get
can
off
be
at
done.
6, so
I mean, I'm
you know,
telling you,
if I need to come
it
pick up my
happens every
kids, it's
day
gonna be after 6.
with my family.
I get off at 6. So if I need to come pick up my kids, it's gonna be after 6. So you better be
Uh-huh.
home.
You better be there by 6:15. I'm
Well, you
leaving
better
at
be
home.
home.
Okay.
Let me
Right.
ask y'all that since y'all took it to that level. Would you be friends with your ex? Like
What?
your kids, okay. Okay, if you have kids by the same person, would you be friends with that other parent?
I don't need to be
What?
You have to be.
No.
Well,
You
I-
wouldn't?
You have to
You
be
gotta
in
be.
order to
Okay,
co-parent.
wait.
She said your friend's ex.
No. Your kids, the daddy or the mama, their ex.
You mean,
Would you be friends
Would
with
you
them?
be
you
friends
mean
with
like,
that?
like
Yeah.
my wife's ex?
Mhm.
Okay, come to find out, he and I went to the same high school.
So you be
Okay,
friends with
so,
them?
no, we cordial.
Right, we're not gonna be
We
besties,
cordial.
but we're gonna be cordial.
We cordial
I mean,
because
I don't-
number one,
I'm friends with-
number one, I don't need to be so friends with you that I'm wondering what you're thinking about.
Mhm.
I just come from a different type
I'm
of
trying to
family
understand the
and,
friends thing.
okay, for instance,
Okay.
I'm friends with my daughter's
ex-wife.
ex-wife. We're friends.
You friend with your
Well, daughter's
daughter's
ex-wife.
I mean,
No,
Yeah,
your,
please.
y'all got me
your
confused.
daughter's father's
Ex-wife.
Why?
Because we just have that type of relationship. We're
And
friends.
some, no, wait a minute,
Your
some don't like
daughter's
that.
father's
Ex-wife.
ex-wife.
Okay.
So she at one time was his wife.
Yes.
And y'all were
Ex.
friends, and then they broke up, and so now you're
Yes.
friends with them.
Now,
Okay, I got
Yes.
you.
No, that ain't nothing wrong.
Is something wrong with that?
ain't nothing wrong with
Y'all
that.
start comparing,
Girl, let me tell you what he did to me.
Some
Lord,
notes.
no, let's take it too
No,
far.
no,
Take
no,
it
had
too
a
far.
connection.
But the thing about it,
Girl,
what
he
she's
spent
saying
on
is
his head.
they're friends. They hung out and all that.
No,
Oh,
Like
no, that's
friends,
taking it
friends.
too
We're
far.
not. We're not doing that.
I ain't
because
doing
my
all that.
My son lived with his dad
We're friends.
and his ex-wife. Now we were friends, but we weren't hanging out together. We ain't sit on the phone and talk.
right.
Yeah, we do.
You know,
So cordial,
we
you were
with
cordial,
each other.
Cordial.
Yeah,
I'm
and to this
gonna-
day we're still cordial with each other.
Right.
but you ain't besties hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't.
We
I
going
don't
out
know.
doing
we
stuff.
going
We
out
were
to drink.
close.
Wow,
Y'all
yeah, I ain't doing that
Y'all
one.
been too
Yeah.
close.
Y'all
and
can go to
that's a little-
Bemis
Yeah, that's-
and hang out.
That's not weird.
That
That's
is
just
weird.
if I'm over him and she's over him, why we can't be friends?
You
Y'all don't need
can't-
to be friends.
Well, you know,
Why
It'd-
not?
It'd be different if your child was raised in their house, but
Right.
your child was not raised in their house.
Woo.
My son was raised in their house.
My aunt is good friends with her ex
We ain't gonna be able to do
husband,
that.
and they have
We
kids.
gotta
Y'all a different type of
Yeah,
family. That's all I'm
we
gonna say.
just.
We got 2 comments on the
I
on the
just, I
page.
just, I just feel like
It's-
if you're over that guy and you don't have any
Well, you know-
type of
well, you know why
attraction
we
to
got
that
these issues?
man, then what
'Cause
difference
she's
does
a
it
non-cowboy
make?
fan with a cowboy cup, so you
Well,
know
there
there was
you go.
something
Green Bay.
there.
Green Bay.
Yeah,
I have ice in my cup.
Thank
You know there was gonna be something there to that.
she's
Yeah,
a
so
Packers fan.
yeah, so
So,
we have
so
to
Mr.
understand that.
Medford,
That's
Mr.
cool.
Medford is
Okay.
making extra comments on here.
Okay.
He don't want to be up here on the stage, but he making comments from the audience.
Okay.
Okay.
So he
We
said,
gotta
he's
walk the
asking
mic
a
out.
bunch
here.
of further question. True or false, you're not a bad person for wanting to date your ex's best friend. However, you need to do it right. You didn't plan it this way. You didn't seek this out, but it just happened where the chemistry fell into place. Is that true or false?
How do you do that though?
Yeah,
Say, man,
no.
no, your girl.
Just happened by accident. I just happened to slip
Your
and
girl.
fall into love.
Kind of, you know, she,
Mine?
It don't happen.
Slip and fell into a
I would say
relationship.
in that particular scenario, because you've been around her, you've already established some type of attraction.
it was already
It was
there.
already
It was
there.
already there.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
You didn't just fall into that.
right,
You was hoping
exactly.
he
It's
fell
not
out.
like, oh, now I like you. No, you've already had something going there. In the
She
beginning,
was
and
crying
that's-
to you, and you was telling her, you know, he ain't no good.
Right.
You ain't no
exactly.
No,
good.
I ain't got no business talking to him about
That's true. I
my
agree.
dude.
Exactly.
That's a no-no.
Or
That's a no-no.
or your best friend telling about, you know, I saw him at the club last week. You know, you
Mhm.
better watch that.
See, and Lewis trying to trip me up with these big old prison words. Talking about the unenviable predicament. I was the spelling bee champion. Anyway, the unenviable predicament. Walk away from someone who could end up being the love of your life, the ex's best friend, or put one of your friendships in jeopardy.
Mm.
Ooh, look, he
I
need to
like
be up
that.
here
Yeah, you
Well,
do. I like
asking
that.
these
Number one,
questions.
you walked away.
No, no.
You know why? I'm gonna tell
You're
you
not
why.
gonna destroy
What if
the
that's
rest
your
of my
big-
life.
No.
The best friend is the love of your life.
Number one is you didn't give that a time of day.
What if
You
you
don't
was
you don't
supposed to
even
be with the
entertain
best
it. You don't even
friend
entertain
and,
it.
and you was just a
If that's my
reason,
best friend,
season, or a
if that's
lifetime?
my best friend,
What-
you don't entertain that
what-
situation.
Well, let me put it like this. It's twofold here. If I know I want to talk to my friends or go or fool around with his ex, out of respect, he and I would talk about it.
Oh, of
Okay, I
course.
like that.
Of
He and I
course.
would talk about
Of
it.
course.
Yeah.
So it won't be a shock to him. Now, I don't give a damn what he said.
So why you talking?
As long as we had the conversation.
But out of
And I mean,
respect,
at least he can't say I came to him like a man.
right, and out of
And
respect, you're not
just
gonna
out of respect,
blindside
you
him, is
know,
what I'm
because
saying.
Say, man, your
but
girl
number
look
one,
good.
number
Y'all break up
one,
pretty soon?
number one, we all grown, so we don't need nobody's permission here.
Right.
But why would you want to dip where your friend dips?
Ooh,
I didn't say I wanted to.
I'm just saying.
But
I'm
That's
just
basically
saying.
what it is.
that's what the comment is saying.
But you
That-
know
that's
what?
what it
I will
is.
say
You
it
may
has
have better
everything to do
chemistry
with
with the
age.
ex, with the
than
best friend that you
friend.
had with the ex. It could
That's true,
happen,
but-
and by you being around that person all the time and you seeing them all the time, you do tend to
All
find
right.
out if
Uh-oh.
it's
So you got
something
you got an attraction to the best friend. You
Mm-mm.
cutting for the
I
best
don't
friend.
have
Uh-huh,
that.
yeah, that's what that is.
So you gotta watch
That's what
it.
that is.
possible. It's
Look,
possible.
if I got a best friend that you
That's
attracted
right.
to, they ain't gonna be my best friend no
That's what it
more.
is. You cut-
Peace out,
yeah, yeah.
deuces.
See,
You got to go.
And this what you do. You if I'm cutting for, I'm walking because that's my friend. You friendships last long time. We got friends.
What they say, bros before?
No. Friendships are golden.
Right.
Because friends, you can sit there and talk to a friend and tell a friend. We can have conversations. Once you get into that area and you take your best friends, girl, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna take my. Now what happens when that's not working? Yeah, that could be the love of your life at that moment.
Right.
2 months later, y'all getting on each other's nerves. And now guess what? You lost her and him.
Right.
It's something about a friendship that becomes golden if it's a true friendship. And if it's a true friendship, the moment there's a feeling, I wish you didn't trust me so much. We got a problem. Yeah.
So he
We really
says
being honest
if a
here.
man is married to his wife who has been friends with his wife's best friend, as long as he has been married to his wife and suddenly his wife passes away, is there anything wrong in marrying his deceased wife's best friend? Now that's a different scenario.
Right, right.
But I
That's
think
different because in the Bible they used to do that. If you passed away, your brother would marry your wife.
Only
Hey,
to,
care for
That was
her
weird. This
and
is
take
now.
only
care.
to have children in your name.
Right.
Yes,
No,
to
no,
let the
no.
lineage go on.
Right.
I am not touching my
And
brother.
that-
I ain't touching your brother.
Can I give you a little?
That's like touching
Can
your
I-
brother.
Brother-in-law,
can
but I don't
I-
love you
can
like
I-
that.
Since you went biblical, let me give you a little
Yes,
history
give
of
us the
that.
biblical.
That's mostly happened in the Catholic denomination. Okay.
It's in the Old Testament. That ain't
It is in the
Catholic.
Old
It ain't no
It is.
denomination in the Bible.
It's Catholic.
The
It's
Bible don't have no denomination.
Just like my cousin here said, he won't do that. I won't neither. Okay. So
But
I'm talking. I'm talking.
That is communion, woman. All we need is bread.
The point that I'm
Take your
making here,
nasty communion.
but the point that I'm making here, and it goes back. What happened? I was in high school. You do stupid things, and when you're
I ain't
young.
never done no stupid thing when I was young.
And one of my good friends, he and I played football together, and he transferred. He had a nice looking girlfriend. Cause see, this is the point we're not touching on. If I was your friend is my homeboy, and he introduced you to me, I'm gonna say to my mind, dang. But I won't never verbally express that. You see what I'm saying? Now, just because
Sneaking
I
around.
see some attraction from you, don't mean I really want you. But then again, if the opportunity presents itself,
You may
What?
take it.
yeah,
Yeah.
then you see what I'm saying? So that what happened. He transferred. She was still there. I was still there. We all used to hang out together. I didn't have a girlfriend at the time. They were going together at the time. When they transferred, she wasn't seeing him anymore. And next thing you know, I'm taking her home.
next thing you know, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know what happened.
She just
Ah.
accidentally got in the car.
But wait a minute.
I don't
Let me speak, because I wasn't always right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we did this all the way almost till school was out. Next thing you know, I'm hiding from you.
You hiding from him.
No, her.
Her. Oh.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
wasn't right all the way around, huh?
Well, I'm
You was
that was
real
the-
young. Were you
The-
real
the-
young?
yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah,
had a
yeah, yeah,
I can relate.
I was a sophomore in high school because I had a car.
Confessing his sins.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no,
Well, get
we-
it off your chest, you know?
No, it ain't, no, I ain't got nothing.
Wow. Wow.
So how did you feel when you
We don't have a couch here.
Well, back to the question.
The question
Back to the
about-
follow-up question is, if a person is widowed, is it okay to date them or be with them? And it brings me to that. Did y'all watch the show This Is Us?
Yes.
And remember how he
Yeah.
passed away, and then his best friend got divorced, and then
Yeah.
he married. So I
10
mean,
years
in
later.
that case scenario,
I
is it
couldn't do it.
okay? Because I think the kids were not happy
Exactly.
that
I
the
couldn't do
best
it.
friend married their father's wife.
So Biggie and Faith.
because guess what you're
Because
doing?
I think they're still.
You've been looking for the longest.
That's
But I think,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know what? They both got together on the same issue. They both were mourning a good guy.
Yes.
So it was
yes.
more of, and sometimes that happens in a tragic situation. You're gonna be able to connect to somebody, and a lot of times you want counseling or something like that. But if I have somebody who understood who Jack in this particular scenario,
Yes.
you understand Jack because you thought he was a great guy. I was in love
And
with
you
Jack
were
'cause I
around
was
me
with
the
you
whole time.
So now we're
Before
going
my kids were
1941,
even
huh?
born.
Right.
But
I
no,
choose counseling.
Yeah. Now we're going
I don't want
1941
you
because that's what
to-
happened in 1941.
But you know, it happens a lot of times because a lot of times you'll find that, say your husband died tragically and his best friend is still trying to get over. Both of you are grieving. Grieving brings out, everybody grieves differently.
So
Mhm.
you're grieving and you're horny, huh?
I ain't
Well,
dating
hey.
none of his best
No.
friends if he passed
Or are you
away.
horny before grieving?
Right.
Ain't
Which is not the way to go.
none.
There could
See,
be a possibility
And
where that happens.
understand what we're
I
talking
just say
about.
Come
give
for
it-
me all day long, but
give it
I ain't
some-
gonna be
but
dating you.
give the depth
Wait, I
some
got to
respect.
see the ethnicity of the crowd. Understand why folks do that.
Boy,
But I'm
That is true.
in respect, I mean, you don't just turn up and marry her within 2 months.
do
of
we
her
have any
dying.
comments? Because we need to cut him off right
Gabby,
now.
honey, y'all have a comment?
What? This disclaimer. None of the comments from the bench warmer are reflected in any of our comments. We do not claim his comments. Yes, disclaimer. Does anyone in the audience want to comment?
No comment?
Come on now.
Money,
Wait,
Gabby.
don't be shy.
You got a pen?
Don't be shy.
Got a mic
Come on.
over here.
No.
We can't hear. James,
James,
come
she
get
need a mic.
Get the mic over here. Yeah, we got a
Mic
cordless
over
mic
there.
over here.
That's my
That
niece.
Fell on the floor.
There you go. We got
There we go. All right, we got an audience comment.
audience comment.
Introduce yourself,
Oh,
ma'am.
so hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Introduce
Stop.
yourself.
Get the agreement. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
What's
So
up, Gabby?
I definitely think that there's a sensitivity in the African American community around this more so than I've seen like in Caucasian communities. Where and I don't know where that's rooted in, but I definitely think that
It's
at least
cultural.
in my friend circle of like non-black people, they don't really think as much about it as it's common. Like you have
Yeah.
you're in the same social circles, you're in the same socioeconomic class,
Mhm.
and you run in packs, so it's not so bizarre that you might.
So you want to stay in that same circle, so
Right.
you stay in the.
No, you don't. And that what she's saying is that
I can
it's
see
our
that.
community. We
I
don't
agree with that.
do
Gabby.
stuff
That's
like
true.
that. It's because guess what you got to do? I got to go around that family again. Who we was best friends at one time. Now me and you dating. The family gonna look at you like you're crazy.
But
Like
you're saying in other
But in
cultures,
other
it's
cultures,
okay.
it's
It's
okay.
more relaxed.
Did you ever
It's
see
okay.
that movie Roots? Yeah. Did you ever see that movie?
Roots.
Roots.
What's a
Roots. Roots.
What's a root?
Where the slave and the slave master. Well, there was one particular. Okay. Anyhow, I'm making a point here. You were talking about our culture. We didn't always do that.
Oh my
When that
goodness.
one man died, he usually went into his house and took over his brother's house. So, in other words, to answer your question, to make a point here, African Americans didn't always do that. It was the Caucasian. We started
what
adopting
she just
certain
said.
things that
Roots.
they was doing.
Roots is not a true story.
Well, it was a movie.
It's been documented.
It was a it was
Roots.
it was a movie.
Roots.
It was a
It's a
movie.
movie. I got it. I got it.
I didn't say if it was true or not. But the point, I understand your point, is because we
Ooh-wee.
didn't always do certain things
Right.
that we are doing now.
learned behavior.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of young generation are doing it. The old people, black folks are doing it.
But but that generation there, that's we'll go back to the lessons that we've given that generation though, which are missed. You know, we don't.
Well, you know, the
boundaries-
families are not nuclear
Yeah, we don't- we
anymore
don't-
anyway. We all over the place.
We
You
don't talk
divorce
about
here,
family
remarry there.
boundaries and stuff like that. We
Yeah.
just-
But you
We
know,
we
I just
look
had
black,
a
but
thought, though.
we're not living black anymore.
What's your thought?
My thought was, I remember that I did do that when I was younger. So it is a younger
He
thing.
was like 2 years old. You know what you was doing. Saying that.
Cut it
Yeah, I
out.
think it's a
I
generational
just
situation.
Yeah.
As you get older, you're more mature.
But as you get
When I
older,
was
you are
younger,
more
I
mature.
did do
But
that.
see, when you're older, you think about more of
I
the
dated
consequences and
cousins. They weren't best
circumstances. When
friends,
you're
they were
young, you're so
cousins.
carefree.
She dated relatives.
Cousins.
Oh,
That's
right.
close.
You dated
She
cousins.
kept it in
They
the
were
family.
cousins.
Hey.
I just remember that. But I was
Hillbillies.
But I just remember I was younger, so I just thought
Alright.
about that.
That's what I'm saying. I
Around
think
the
it's
way,
more-
girl.
It's more of a generational thing. Because when you're younger, it's all about me, and as you get older,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
start
yeah,
to
yeah.
think
You
about,
stop. Yeah.
if I do this, then this will
What's
happen.
going-
type of
mhm.
Right.
yeah, the consequences.
Your way of thinking is different as you
And-
mature.
And plus, you break
Well,
my
right
mic
now,
and you
I'm what?
you're breaking my mic and
That made me nervous.
It's back on track.
Yeah, it did happen. It happened with you.
he got
Yeah.
How many exes you got, Preach? How many exes you got? Two.
he got
They both come around. They both come around.
Third one's the
One
charm.
live out of state, I made her move out of state.
How you gonna make
How
somebody?
you gonna make
I
somebody
mean,
move out of
Well,
state?
she took it literally when we got a divorce. I told her to get the hell away from me, and she moved to Alaska. Okay, and then the second
Wow.
one, I can't get rid of her.
It's a long way to go.
Right.
Wait a minute. What marriage you
Alaska.
on 3?
What did you
You
do to
know-
her to make her move to
But
Alaska?
you know, wait, you know,
Maybe
I
she
can
was just trying to get
understand.
a
I can
report.
understand
That's
get
a
the hell
long way
away
to
and they
get
moved
away.
across town.
That's
Right.
what I'm expecting.
She went to Alaska.
She went to Alaska to get
There's
away from
something
him.
I was
wrong.
expecting her to go back to Overton and Lancaster Road where I got her from.
Where I
And-
got her.
All the information.
Where you got
her from?
Everybody know. where
And
it
she
is.
had a sister living in Alaska with a guy that was in the service. But now when it's all said and done, that was the best thing she can do for my daughters.
And I know Overton.
Really,
Lancaster
reason
Road.
why.
Alaska is really clean.
Who filed for the divorce? Oh, you did.
Oh.
Does that really make a difference who files?
I thought she left him.
Not
Yeah.
really.
Especially when
Not
you
really,
wanna
unless you're
get
trying
out.
to. If you're trying to get something,
When you
you
wanna
as a
get out.
plaintiff, you got to prove
Well,
a
you
lot of
just
stuff.
said
But
it.
yeah,
Yeah, when you want to
I
get
don't
out,
know.
does it,
You
does
go
it make a difference? Who
not
filed?
really.
Yeah.
If it's
Who
uncontested,
Who want to
if
pay?
it's uncontested,
You go from
Exactly.
Overton Lancaster Road. I know Overton Lancaster Road. Mm-hmm.
you know every road in Dallas.
Yeah, you
You
know.
from Dallas?
I do a little something,
I
something.
know y'all from Dallas. Y'all know every road.
I mean, but you know, when you start maturing in life, when you start maturing in life, you start looking back. Cause I always learn from my mishap, and so
Do you really?
I really do.
Okay.
I really do. That's the reason why I'm happy now.
You sure?
I'm really happy.
How long y'all been married now?
You know what? Y'all
Come
just
the
want to get a
first-
ring and box this
How
thing
long y'all
out.
been married now?
Come the 1st of January will be 7 years.
That's so beautiful. 7 is a good.
Come
I
at
put it on a date I could remember.
Here come that, here come that itch.
Now I realize it would be 7 days after Christmas. But
How long?
okay.
How long were you married to the other two?
One was almost 2 years. The second one was 11 years.
Wow.
So
11?
2 years, too young. Too young.
Oh,
And I share this with people, young people now. Live first. In other
Yes.
words, I didn't get a chance to do what I really want to do.
which is
and it
be
was-
single.
Travel.
Hmm.
Travel.
And be single.
Y'all
Travel.
can't travel together. You can't travel.
He wanted to travel by himself. He wanted to go to them nude beaches and
He
stuff
wanted to be
like that.
single.
Yeah, he wanted to be single. That's it. Capital S.
Ain't nothing
Single.
wrong with Atlantic
That's
City.
what that was.
What?
But
Wait
but
a minute.
but since I missed that, I didn't get a chance to do it. I don't miss it because at first I was happily divorced. Now I'm happily married. So that's the difference right there. Like I said, my first wife, when she moved to Alaska, that was the best thing she could have done, especially
For
for
you.
my children,
Because it took care of your daughters.
because it taught them that I could not teach them living here, and they are very diverse. You know, I'm still working in my mind, if they was to marry outside of their race, could I be happy?
Oh my
I
goodness.
know. I feel like we're on a,
That's a whole.
I'm just
That's a
saying.
whole
Yeah,
nother
yeah,
subject
That's
right
a
there.
whole
yeah,
subject.
I think we're on a
So how did that work out with you with
Somewhere else.
visitation and stuff with the
I
being in
love it
Alaska?
because I look at it as a vacation when I go to Alaska. Because
beautiful
I'm able to do
place.
things that most of us here never done.
Did
You
you
know.
stay at her house?
Ooh, good question.
The first
That's
time
a
I went, I
whole nother subject.
did. The first time I went, I did.
Stay
That's
at
one
the
of our
house.
he
After
say,
that,
she say
after that, I
questions.
got a hotel.
Did the ex stay at your house?
Ooh, we gonna have to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
For the
yeah.
kids' sake. That was one of our he say, she say questions.
Oh,
It was
wow.
hot.
That, yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Stay on
Now,
there.
the one I had now won't let me do that.
Mm-mm.
We'll stay at your ex's house?
She won't even let me go by myself.
No.
I don't blame her.
Mercy, mercy.
All right, so we have reached the solve. Y'all?
Oh, we got a second.
Okay,
What
go
other
ahead.
question?
Oh, you got a second question?
We
Oh,
did have
shoot.
a second question. The second
Yes, give
question,
it to me.
The second question was, are we dating just to date or are we dating with a purpose now? Nowadays, do people just go from date to date, or because he's buying dinner, I'm going to be there? Or are you testing this guy out to see if he's future husband material or that type of thing?
Depends on the age.
Well,
Exactly.
I would say
It's
that.
a
I would say
age thing.
I'm a little different. When I was young, when I was in high school, I know. I always
He
dated,
always
always
did
dated for a
different.
purpose. I always dated for a purpose. If there was nothing going on, I'd know in about a week, and you got to go. It didn't take me long to know, okay, where it's not happening because I had a purpose in my head. I was trying to go somewhere. And I didn't want to bring anybody around me that ain't going where I'm going.
Right.
Plus this whole thing about, these kids coming out, you got like 1,200 kids. That child support ain't no joke. So I went for the, I knew what I wanted. And if that wasn't it, I knew within a week, okay, you got to go. So
So do you think that a woman should come off straight off and say, well, I'm dating, letting the man know why she's dating? Like, I'm dating for marriage. I'm dating to get into this relationship. Does that scare them off?
ooh, that's a good question.
Scare who off?
The men.
Well, it depends. Well, first of all, the first, I believe the first date is just so casual, it's not even funny. Social nonchalant, because sometimes you know if you're serious, you know where a person is coming from at that first moment. If you guys decide to go on a second and third, I think then when you start getting into, okay, you know what, let me just be honest with you. I'm really dating for a purpose. This is what I really want. But a lot of times you wind up moving into a dating relationship. Next thing you know, 4 months later, y'all dating, you're like, okay, what the heck was I thinking? So if you're honest on the beginning, upfront and honest in the beginning, then I think you can get more places. I think it's hard for women that don't want to deal with that, because I think the ratio, they're like, okay, well, if I don't do this and if I don't do that, and if I'm dating for a purpose, I'm dating, I think I might miss out on whatever I could have. And so a lot of times you don't say anything. And then that's not the person you want to be, but guess what? You're already in a date. You're in a relationship. If it were me, tell me up front. Let me know up front so I can make my decisions then. And if it's not, then it's not, and that's great, because we can be cool and keep it moving. But if you hide what you really want, on the back end, when I figure out this is what you really want, I'm going to really be upset, because that's like you suckered me in. And so
Martez says marriage should never be brought up on the first date.
Right.
Oh, well, of course.
Not even the first year.
Okay.
Well,
that when you say that, what do you think?
You date for a whole year, you don't know if that's the person you want to spend time with.
You should know within 6 months.
Thank you.
Okay.
I
You should know within 6 months.
Don't waste my time. For
Right,
a whole
right,
year.
right.
You
Like,
know
I
you
have a
don't want me.
girlfriend
You ain't
that
going
dates
Better keep
just
it
for a
moving.
meal. She's like, I'm going on a date. It's a free meal.
Okay,
How do you
okay.
think about that?
First, define date. So you
Yeah,
said
that's
dating for a meal.
That ain't
She's going out on date. That's not dating.
that's hanging for a meal.
Exactly.
going
That's
out.
not dating.
Yeah.
Just hanging
Dating
out.
Somebody, we're dating.
Unless it's the
I
only
can say
person
him,
she's getting
Tom,
with
Dick, and
just
Harry.
for a meal. She ain't talking to nobody else. She just talking to him for a meal.
No,
Yeah.
she goes on multiple
Oh
dates.
no, she just hanging
I
out for a
think
meal.
it's okay in the beginning to figure out if I want to spend time with you. So
Right,
I
right.
want to go out with you. I want to go out with you. I want to go out
No,
with
but
you.
she's not dating.
But that's why you ask
That's not what I'm saying.
questions
She's
when
not
you.
dating just so I want to spend time
No,
with
she
him.
hanging out
Like,
for a meal.
oh, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go out with him because he asked.
Well, that's just like it was an older friend of mine.
You was a dummy to ask.
It was an older friend of mine that taught me about dating Dutch.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, and I was cool with that.
That's true.
I was cool that she wanted to date Dutch, and
not cool
when
with that.
I was,
I think
but no,
Dutch
but
is you don't want no ties.
but when I was using that, come to find out she wanted more, but she wasn't honest with me at first.
Well, you date me for a meal. You better not eat on the steak side of the menu. That's all I got.
Oh, here
We
we
gonna
go.
peek the end.
But that's not
Go ahead
dating.
and explain it, bench
that's
woman.
not dating.
Explain it.
Huh?
That's not
No.
dating. Going out with somebody. You know, I can
No.
go.
Well,
I
everybody's
can go to lunch
definition
with
of a
Derek
date
every
is
day.
different.
If you just
That's not. We're
if-
not dating.
if
But
you
no,
go out with me,
people
just
say
to- just to
dating
eat,
is use it as
you better not
different
eat on the steak side of the
terminology.
menu.
So just go out. Oh, so you're saying basically if we're just going out to get to know each other, I got to eat a salad. But if we're dating,
Once you go to the steak side of the menu,
but we're dating,
that's a whole new different
that's a real
situation.
date. So if I
No,
ask
no, no,
you
no,
on
no,
steak-
no,
You
no,
gotta
no,
say
no,
who you
no.
talking to right here.
Yeah,
No.
he's a different kind of
No.
person.
The steak side of the menu means a lot.
Oh, okay.
That's why we went Dutch a lot of times in the beginning.
Steak side
We
of-
went Dutch
it means,
a lot.
It means more than
I
just
want no
dating.
ties.
She's not gonna go good. She's like, if you're not paying my bill, she's not going.
Steak side of the menu, somebody coming home with me.
Oh no,
Oh,
not
no,
for
you
no
dating
steak.
for a
You
steak?
put out more than a steak.
A mortgage, a car payment.
Well, I'm a vegetarian. I'm
Oh,
still
my
not
goodness.
going
Well, you
home
ain't gotta
with
worry
you.
about nothing.
So the question
You're in the clear.
we have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. So the question is, let's try to answer the question, bench
Okay.
warmer. Are we dating just to date, or are we dating for a purpose?
Ooh.
I was dating with a purpose,
Okay.
I was too.
and my purpose was I was gonna be the best bachelor person in town.
What kind of
What?
what is that?
That was his purpose.
Well, for me,
Okay, we ain't got but 5 minutes. You done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
let's wrap
let
it.
me
He about
answer.
to give us
This
his
is girlfriend
history
talk.
on his
I'm gonna answer
relationship.
the question.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
I was dating with that purpose.
Okay.
Give me a second.
We
I
want to know
was
what you.
dating with that purpose, but I'm no longer, or I didn't.
I
stick with
said, I
that,
hope not.
Okay, because
My girlfriend, I don't like it.
This was for who I with now. Okay, so when I met the person unexpectedly, all that changed.
Okay.
Okay,
True.
I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway.
He said it changed when he met her.
With,
That's a
yeah,
good
it
cleanup.
changed. It changed. I
That's a
think
good
it
cleanup.
changes with your age. I think when I
It
was
does.
younger, I was focused on school and travel and all this other stuff. And so when I was dating someone, it was just having fun. It was just hanging out, getting to know somebody. You know, you like this, I like this, blah 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 blah. It was for me, there was no purpose to the dating. Now, when I got divorced and began dating, I was a single mom. And so my thought process was different. I ain't dating you just to be out here fooling around and all that stuff. We ain't gonna be jumping and bumping and grinding and all the other stuff. I need someone that has the same values as me. And you know, the longer I'm in the relationship with you, then the longer term I think the relationship is gonna be. So I don't bring nobody around my kids, you know, unless it's going to have something more
Attached to it.
permanent. Yeah. So it wasn't a really, and honestly, he knows when we started dating, I was like, I ain't never get married again. We just gonna have fun, you know, and that's what it is. And
So
then
she
it
ate
just,
the steak side of the menu.
you know what? And that's why we went Dutch a lot, because that was not my purpose. I had a big wall. I
Oh,
was
once
hurt.
that steak came in,
And can you
Oh
let
my
me finish, Mr.
gosh.
Lyons? Huh? I just wanted to feel alive again. I was hurt after my first marriage. And so Cedric was like my friend. We had been friends for years. So I felt safe with him. And I felt like, you know, I can just go hang out with him and be cool. And that was it, you know, and then it just
then that
turned
steak
into
came
something.
around.
And you want to talk about
No,
So
yeah,
Nick,
go
do
ahead.
you date?
Go ahead, yeah.
Nick, do you date to date or you date for a purpose?
I date to date. I'm not dating for a purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not about that I don't want to get married again. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I want to date.
That's how I felt.
I just want to
I
have
just
fun.
wanna have
Get
fun.
to know you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
I ain't
I
got
just
no-
I just wanted the whole
I
list
feel the same
of
way.
horses in my arsenal. I'm just kidding.
If that
I want a stable. No, I'm kidding.
If it happen, it happens. Right.
Into that one state.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The
Dating.
purpose, if
The
it comes
purpose,
along,
yeah.
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 So we date to date.
We
If
date
it
to
happens,
date.
it happens.
It happens.
Mhm.
The purpose.
Yeah.
And when they show you that
Rochelle.
state.
I think
Oh,
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
initially,
Date
yeah, I
for
dated
purpose.
around and to figure out who I was interested in. And once I found someone I was actually interested in, someone I felt like I had a connection with, then it was a purpose. Yeah.
Did
Okay.
you say you dated around?
Yeah.
Because you dated them and you sleeping with them.
No. Yeah. Okay.
You hanging out, having fun,
establish
going out.
And I think
Yeah.
sometimes that's what people,
People
think when you
thinking
say
dating is
date.
sleeping.
No, it's
Yeah.
just going to the movies or
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
dinner.
Going to
Yeah, just
dinner.
hang
But I
out.
didn't do
But that's just
Dutch.
hanging out, yeah.
I'm not
No,
paying
I'm not
for it.
doing that.
I'm not paying
I'm
for
not
it.
doing that.
No,
I did
I'm not
Dutch.
paying.
I ain't want nobody holding nothing on my
No,
head.
I'm
And you
not
see
doing
what
that.
kind of person
You
he is.
still
Talking
doing
about the
that.
steak side of the
No steak for
menu.
you.
I'm fine
No
with
steak
the
for you.
salad.
I don't like that.
I
kind
wasn't
of meat.
having it. I wasn't having it.
I told him I don't like that kind of meat anyway.
I'm taking Nikki to McDonald's.
You get the dollar bill.
And it better not be the Angus or the steak burger.
I go to Foco the Child. What are you talking about?
Ooh,
Better not be
wee.
the steak burger either. That's included.
Mm.
No, okay, so golly, I cannot wait till y'all should get your show together.
Yes, I'm gonna be on y'all show.
You are.
Y'all gonna have to come
Yes.
back on this show
Yeah,
quite often.
Yeah, we gotta.
Okay.
We had to have y'all on once a month or something.
Sounds good.
Say it again.
I'm gonna be the brother on the show.
Oh God, we already know.
Oh, mercy. I mean, you know what? It's okay to have a brother's
I
opinion.
know, look. He gonna tell us his whole relationship.
Y'all need to watch out. He's gonna be trying to lay hands on all y'all. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
He gonna
yeah.
get some
Y'all
man
better
laid
watch
on
I
out.
him.
have my own oil in my
He gonna have
purse.
y'all
I'm good.
saying me
Okay,
too.
okay.
No, ma'am.
All right, you've been listening to 401 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. Girls
Yes.
Talk. We golly, we got to get you guys back on.
Thank
Okay.
you
So what do we
guys
have
so
planned?
much.
Another 2 weeks, ladies. Okay.
Yeah, we need to
No,
have y'all on
in the
because
first,
I'm on here by myself. I need some
in
help.
the first year, so we'll get that done in the first year. When we come back, we got to get into the NFL. Cowboys Talk. Y'all ready over there? Oh, y'all
Yeah,
sleep.
bring them back. Bring them
You
back.
ready? Yeah. Okay. The bar is open. Please go get your drink.
Bring them back. Bring them back.
Now we get the Cowboy Cup. We need to get you
This,
the right cup.
it's just an ice cup.
It don't matter.
I don't
We
like
need-
Cowboys.
Yeah,
Did
but
I
you
say
start
that out
drinking out of
loud?
it. You start drinking out of it.
Green Bay, Green
Oh,
Bay
God.
Packers.
Well, my team sucks too, but I'm still a Redskins fan.
You're
Oh, I
Cheesehead
forgot
five
you
foot
was
two.
Redskins.
I'm from Washington,
We
D.C.
I
tagged that
said it
bug.
out loud. I'm
Yeah.
proud.
Oh, y'all gotta win. Y'all
And
gotta
then
pick
Cowboys.
somebody.
Yeah. So we'll come back. When we
Y'all
come
go
back,
and look at all the comments and everything, and then let me know, and we'll announce it at the end of the show.
Yeah,
know
Lewis.
it's
Lewis.
It's
won
Lewis.
it.
Lewis,
Professor,
Lewis, you gonna get that to your girlfriend for a Christmas gift. There you go.
I don't know. Is it his best
his
friend? or
girlfriend, his best friend, his homie lover
Somebody,
friend,
whoever he
Okay. Is
That's
his
who
best
that
friend
is.
girlfriend? No.
Best friend.
homie lover friend.
All right. This is 401 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. We will be right back.
All right. That was wonderful. Yeah.
All right. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio, 41radionetwork.com. That was a great show. Well, that was a great segment. The show is still going on. I know, because we sit around and just really worry about. I got to unmute everybody.
There we go.
Yeah, we sit around and just.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too soon.
And
Coming down a little bit.
Well, you
not
can-
mine.
you-
You
it's
have
on
your
headsets.
volume over there.
It's on your
Oh, your
headset.
headset.
Yeah.
Right there.
Testing. Oh,
Okay.
You just loud.
that's loud.
You sound like Barry. What? Show you right. It better.
Testing. Yeah,
All right,
that's
you
right.
good. Okay.
Shout, shout out to Brickhouse Lounge for the 2 drinks I just had
Yeah,
during
shout
that
out to
segment.
Brickhouse Lounge.
Shout out to
Appreciate
Brickhouse
you.
Lounge for sponsoring the
Hopefully,
show.
hopefully Brickhouse Lounge give me a drink or something like that.
Appreciate it.
Parks and stuff like that.
Appreciate that crown. That crown.
You got some water. It's so
And
nice
next
and refreshing.
And next Tuesday, you guys come on
It's
out.
clear.
Huh?
A little bit more.
What?
More.
You got some
more.
water.
Okay.
That's what he was
Okay.
saying. You got some water.
Next y'all come out. All right, we good? We got to get into some football.
Yes.
Woo, bring it on.
Can we back it up a couple of weeks first?
No.
God. Okay.
Because I need to get out.
Well,
I told you so.
You know, must be present to win.
Thank you.
I was present.
Thank
You would
I'm
you were not
present.
present.
I'm present
You
now.
were not present,
I'm
and you wasn't
present.
winning.
So let the record show with, what is it, 3 weeks left in the season.
Oh, God.
First
We gotta do
place
that
in the
too.
picks
We got to do that.
is
too.
yours truly right here. Number 1 in the picks right now.
I'm number 4.
We got to do that too.
I'm
Okay, I'll
number
put it- I'll
4.
pull it up.
But-
I passed
It's
Professor.
all
My-
about the money.
I passed Professor by 2 points.
My pick.
But
that
I won
picked,
last week though.
that covers 12 spots right
That's a
there.
negative.
Coach,
That's a negative.
Coach,
picked
I
the
won
Cowboys
last
too.
week though.
You did.
I won
Yes, you
last
did.
week.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had 10 and 6.
You did.
What
So
did you win?
So
I won the picks
the
last
running is I'm 2 behind you.
Yes. Everybody is.
We are 2 behind you. Well, no, not
I'm
everybody.
not 2
At least
behind
2
you.
behind me.
Yeah,
At
but
least.
that's gonna change this week.
Yeah, I'm about 10
Yeah.
behind you.
I told you I'm going straight chalk.
That's
You're
gonna-
The rest of the way.
128, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm 120, so I'm 8 behind you.
Yeah, Cowboys for life. That's me. sir.
Yeah, 4-1
Yeah,
Sports.
yeah.
All right, so
Wait a minute. How you
I
gonna
was
say
like, what
Cowboys
happened to
for life and
Professor? I
you
don't
picked them to lose?
Professor
did.
been
I'm
number
saying
4 for
Philly
the
against New
longest.
Orleans?
A
I
little
didn't
bit.
pick
Yeah,
Philly
Philly
was
shot.
up
What
there
did
for
you
the
say?
longest.
Me and you both picked Dallas.
Yeah, Philly was at the
I
top.
thought I
Yeah,
was the
okay.
only one that picked Dallas.
all right, so we got a couple of games we want to deal with. Did we even get into Chicago and Rams?
We did a little bit.
I
We got into a little bit.
I mean, but had I realized Trubisky was playing, I probably would have picked the Rams.
He had nothing to do with that win.
No, it was that.
They
defense,
would have
though.
won that game with Chase Daniels.
It was that defense, yeah,
Yep. He ain't doing. Matter of fact, at the start of the game, he threw a horrible interception
but yeah,
to start the game.
But Chicago, I do want to ask this question though. We have put defense on the back burner for the longest. Does the Cowboy win and the Chicago win say defense needs to come back to the forefront?
Most definitely.
Because it's all been about offense.
No,
You don't think so?
no, because
I think so.
think about it this way. I think Michael Irvin always says it best. He always says it best. Defense will keep you in the game, but you need an offense to put points on the
Well,
board.
yeah.
You can hold a team to 3 points,
And
but
you
if your
still-
offense doesn't score, you still get beat.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, with that being said,
But the whole saying, defense wins championships.
Well-
I go back to the Baltimore defense. I mean, when that Baltimore went with Ray Rice, their quarterback was Trent Dilfer.
yeah, but if you think about it, if you go back to those games, Trent Dilfer always made big plays. I think they blew the Giants out in the Super Bowl. They put up a lot of points.
Because it was, and then we go back to the name defense. Remember the name defense, Purple People Eaters,
Yeah.
Doomsday defense,
Yeah.
Steel Curtain defense.
I don't know what they call that Tampa defense, but that defense was
At
pretty
Tampa
dominant
too?
too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they didn't
Tampa
call-
too.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Tampa too.
Pretty
Yeah.
dominant too.
So
But if you go back looking what you talking about the offense, I think we got a good offense, but it needs to become better. And I can show you what I mean by that. This past week, instead of being 21 up, they was 9 up,
right,
That's right.
and you in the red zone.
and
You can't get
nothing.
in there.
That's play calling.
Yeah.
Scott Leonard.
And so even with that, I think our line, part of our line needs to become more disciplined. And it go back to being exposed, because what they were doing, they were shooting down on our line. And all they were doing was clocking it up. And the run game wasn't there like it should be all the way through the game.
I do want to ask this question. Okay, remember we talked about the big three? You gave Michael Irvin.
Right.
Yeah. What are we missing on the big three? Who? What? Okay, so you got your Amari Cooper, could be a Michael Irvin. You got your
Dak.
No. You got your Ezekiel Elliott, could be a Emmitt Smith. Are we missing a Troy Aikman?
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yes.
Now, and understand, I'm split with this. Okay, I don't like how Troy is being judgmental towards that.
He's a
That's his
hater.
job.
I
That's
know.
his job.
I
But Troy
understand,
loves
But
that.
he's being extra hateful.
But Troy,
No,
Yeah,
he
he
really
really
he
is.
likes that.
no, Troy loves that.
But listen to the game calling. You kind of wonder, do he
He's
really
extra
love it?
hateful.
Well,
So,
Dak
but-
misses throws he shouldn't miss.
But now that's, and I was gonna say this
But this is even
comment.
before Dak came on board. His play calling, his commentary and stuff before Dak even came on board towards the Cowboys has always been hateful.
Right.
Like
But-
he's just
but-
trying to
because
be
you know
extra
why?
biased.
If
But
you-
let's not forget, Troy Aikman has 3 Super Bowl rings.
That's right.
And
Okay, so he has
got
the
it
right
Right.
That's right.
to say what he want to
but-
say, whether we like it or
you know,
not.
That's right.
But
He
now,
set the standard.
Yeah, but
Well,
now,
Roger
did he
set the
really
standard,
set the
you know.
standard?
He
Or
got
he
three
had-
Staubach
rings.
set the
Yeah,
standard.
He has 3
because
rings.
because the reason why I say did he really set the standard? Because let's eliminate 2 players. Could he have one?
Oh,
Why do we do that, man? You
and I'm gonna show you.
can't do
I'm gonna
that.
show you the reason
Go
why.
ahead and finish
Let
your
me show you
point.
the reason why. Because if it wasn't for Cooper, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Okay.
That is
Okay,
true.
so I can do that with other players as
He
well.
added to the
He
arsenal.
added to. He's not just a starter, but he is a superstar. Look there.
Let's just
Okay.
talk, let's just
If
talk
I
we're
about
don't know
going
if
to
he's
use
a
that logic,
superstar.
if we're going to use that logic, if we
Okay.
take
Yeah, I just
because
think
of Cooper,
he added.
take Dak out of the equation and have Cooper still out there, and let's have Cooper
Cooper
throwing it
rush.
to Cooper.
yeah.
Well,
Let's have the Cooper
no,
connection.
No,
Let's see how that works
no,
out.
let's have Mark Sanchez.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
no,
Now,
Amari
because-
no, no.
because you heard what I just said. Not
That's
only
so.
is he just a starter, because anybody can start, an average good player can start, but it takes
Mark
one.
Sanchez,
Exactly.
But let's
He can
just
start.
Nathan Peterman.
But he's
That
not
can
a
start.
Oh, don't
star.
get me started
No,
on
but
that's
him.
what I'm
He's
saying.
not a star.
But-
he just adds to what we already have. We have a
But
good
now, wait a minute.
arsenal.
Now, wait a
We
minute.
just needed that third
because
piece.
Cooper, and I'm sure I'm going to get some amens here. Cooper is separating himself from them DBs.
He's running Chris
What-
routes.
But so is Gallup. Gallup is too.
Yeah,
Gallup.
no,
He's where he's
wait a minute.
supposed to be.
My mind went blank on me on the other receivers, Dallas Cowboys receivers.
Michael Gallup.
Gallup.
Yeah.
Gallup is not doing.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he is.
I was gonna say yes.
Dak-
he
Dak
is.
is just
yes,
missing
he
it.
is.
Yes, he is.
I think
He's where he's supposed to
It
be.
was one. It was one particular pass when Dak put some air up under the ball.
No, but
No,
that wasn't
and they
him.
did a replay.
Michael did drop a pass or two.
They
when the
did a
ball was
replay
there, but I mean,
where he literally just stopped,
He
and then
slowed
all of a
down.
sudden,
He wasn't-
all of
I
a sudden
did
he
see
took
talked
that.
off.
about
I did
that.
So
see
no,
that.
He
come on,
wasn't
I know what I'm
expecting
talking
it.
Yeah, I was
about.
like, why did he slow down?
Yeah.
But let's do this right here. Let's judge the talent of the individual himself.
That's right.
Okay, so here's what you look at right here.
And how long has he been here?
We're talking about setting,
Gallup?
we're talking about setting standard. Hold on.
Gallup.
Yeah, how
Oh,
long?
this
He,
is first year.
This
This is
is
first
his
year.
rookie
His
year.
rookie year.
He's
and
a
then
rookie.
how long Cooper been here?
This
He's in his 5th year.
fifth game.
No, here.
Fifth game.
Oh,
Fifth-
week 9.
But
Since week 9.
Gallup was here first, right?
no, but that
Yes.
doesn't matter. A rookie.
No. Gallup was here first.
Yeah.
So, the point that I'm making here, it didn't take Cooper long.
No.
To make a
Ga- Ga-
difference.
Gallup's a
But here's
rookie.
your- here's your-
Well, I
yeah,
understand
that means a lot when you're coming from the college
It
to the
does.
pros. And
Yeah.
you said that.
Yeah.
You said that
I
earlier
know,
today.
yeah.
So-
And he's
so-
coming from Colorado State or
exactly.
something
So
like
you
that.
can't,
Yeah.
but let's look
Okay.
at let's judge.
He's
judge-
got to learn.
Let's judge the talent of the
Some
player. Okay, and I'm talking about setting standards. Okay, Troy Aikman would have been a Dak Prescott of last year had he not had North Turner. Because when Troy Aikman first came in the league, he had a Dave Schuler. And he looked like a shell of who he was.
Right.
Dave
Looked like a
Schuler-
bust.
Right.
Yeah. Dave
Right.
Schuler North Turner learned how to take his talent and make his talent work for him. The issue with Troy Aikman that I've always had was when things broke down, Troy Aikman he couldn't be a Brett Favre.
He was a pocket passer.
He was a pocket and
Not
a
timing.
timing passer.
He was not a gunslinger.
So
having
back
said-
to that
no, so
offense.
having said that, with that offense, had you not had a Norv Turner that knew how to put those people in place, that offense wouldn't have been as potent as it is. And now, let's take Troy Aikman's talent. You go to a Roger Staubach, who set the standard. Staubach could have been a pocket passer, and he could have been a gunslinger, and he was both at whenever the Cowboys needed it.
And I agree with you.
Now we go to Dak Prescott. We're talking about a player that's in his third year. Let's understand that. Third year.
I'm gonna throw some numbers out here real quick for everybody on Dak Prescott. Everybody out there who's dissing him, trying to get rid of him.
I'm not dissing.
This is through first 3 seasons, and he still has 3 games remaining.
And he has
And
yet
I'm
to
gonna
miss a game
give
due to
his number.
injury.
I'm gonna give his numbers last. This is Ben Roethlisberger first 3 seasons: 25-11, 8,519 yards, 58 touchdowns, 43 interceptions. This is the GOAT Tom Brady, 34-12, 10,227 yards, 71 touchdowns, 38 interceptions. This is Dak Prescott.
30 and 15.
30 and 15, 10,122 yards, 79 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. We're ready to get rid of this quarterback?
No, and he
But
still
see,
got 3 games to play.
That's the point I was thinking about the other day, is that what Troy see, that can easily pass all his stats if he keep going the way he's going.
Let me tell you
And it
what-
won't take him that long.
Let me tell you
Now-
what Troy says about Dak. Troy says that the measure of a quarterback is not when he's winning. He said, Bill Parcells says it's easy to be a good quarterback when you're winning.
That's right.
He said, you look at him when he's losing and what he does.
Mhm.
Dak Prescott has always been solid and steady.
Yeah.
Even when they're losing, he has shown me these past 5 games that even when they're down, he
He
comes
still
back.
got
and
the
we can-
same composure.
13
yeah, we can
fourth
get it.
quarter comebacks.
Yeah, we can get
13.
it. We can get it.
You know, and I question some of his decision.
I mean,
But no, let me finish. But I gotta respect it because he don't take unnecessary chances when he's in that game. Now when you start looking at and you making a statement, you were talking about Troy Aikman, okay, and North Turner with that offense. To me, you know, this is just my opinion. Who really made that offense was Michael Irvin, because of his attitude and his ability. Because Michael was going to Troy saying, hey, just get the ball close to me and let me do the rest. Because you put it like this, just because you're a quarterback doesn't make you a good quarterback. You got to know how to adjust to a player.
we see them.
And that player got to know how to
quarterbacks out there.
adjust to whoever he's playing with.
I'm not going to sit here and allow you to diminish Troy Aikman like that.
I'm not diminishing
And his
Troy
ability
Aikman.
to throw accurate
I'm
passes
not
on
diminishing.
target, on time, perfectly. Troy was just, he was what he was. Like the professor said, he's earned a right to critique Dak's game
Well,
because he knows what it takes and what needs to be done to get to that next level.
I'm not critiquing Troy. I like Troy. I went to the UCLA game when they played Arkansas at the Cotton Bowl. I was standing in the end zone when UCLA blew out Arkansas. Okay, now if and you know Arkansas is Jerry's boys.
Yeah,
That's his team.
yeah.
But after they beat Arkansas, you know what Jerry did? He went and got Troy.
You know what? That was the easiest pick.
That was the.
But I'm
was the
just saying.
easiest pick in the world,
But
bro.
I saw the game firsthand. I applaud.
As a matter of fact, Jerry wasn't even on the field. You know who that? That was Gil Brandt. They was gonna pick Troy Aikman
Yeah,
because they
that
knew
was-
they had
Well-
the easiest pick in the world. Now, what would have been a crazy pick had he picked Tony Mandrake, the next pick after Troy?
But I'm just saying, I'm not taking nothing away because not only was Troy a good quarterback, but he was a strong quarterback. From my understanding, Troy threw the ball so strong that if you didn't have strong hands like Michael Irvin, you weren't gonna hold on to that ball.
Yeah.
What-
My thing with this is, and I think we're getting off
Right.
filter and subject, but going back to Dak Prescott, he's only got 3 seasons in, and he's still 3
Right.
games away from 3 seasons.
Right.
You know, he hadn't missed a game since he's been here. And remember, he's a 4th-round draft pick.
That's right.
And remember, he came from Mississippi State, who actually they played one of the toughest. They got the toughest conferences, with some may say, but
Arguable.
But he came in as a 4th quarterback, not a
Right.
1st quarterback, not a second. He came in as the 4th quarterback.
Right.
So he wasn't expected to play.
Right.
And the fact that the
You
fact
just happy to be on the team.
the fact that what he was doing that first year was just incredible. And we tend to throw the baby out with the bathwater, thinking that that's all these guys that first year, because we've seen RG3. We've seen these quarterbacks that have great first years, and next thing you know,
right.
no, Dak Prescott, you know, has and the more he develops, he's going to wind up being a great quarterback.
Now, Coach,
Now,
would you-
do you pay him?
You pay him. The question is, what do
What
you
do
pay
you
him?
pay him?
Right, right.
That's the question.
It's $70 million a year.
Do you pay him Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady type money?
No.
Because think about it. He has a little leverage. I mean, what's behind him?
But the
He
thing
has a
about
little
it,
leverage.
but the reason why I say no, look how long it took them to get their money they have now. They get now, getting paid now. You know, and if he got that leverage, hopefully it worked for him. I'm not saying not pay him, but if that leverage is gonna get him to
Hey,
that amount of money,
if I'm Dak, I'm making $640,000 a year. When you tell me 15 million a year, I'm good.
No, he's gonna get more than that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when you tell me stuff like that, I'm
Because
good.
you know what I'm gonna look at? Kirk Cousins.
right,
$84 million.
I'm gonna look at Kirk Cousins, and you know why? Look at what I've done. Look what he's done,
Yeah,
and look what he's making.
and look what I'm making.
Look, you guys are gonna have to compensate me. Maybe not exactly what
And
he's
Kirk
getting, but
Cousins?
we need to get in the ballpark.
Who about Case Keenum?
Oh, he didn't get a big contract. He didn't get a big contract.
No, he got what did he get, a 2 year?
Yeah, it wasn't a big contract. Denver knew what they were doing. He's a rental till they can find a quarterback. They didn't pay him.
That's
majorly.
funny that Denver can't find a quarterback, but they got the quarterback genius.
Well, they found a quarterback. He just never gets on the field.
Who is that?
The kid they drafted from Memphis, Paxton Lynch.
No, he ain't gonna. I'm glad we didn't get him.
Oh, thank God. That's the biggest failure Jerry made, and I'm happy he made that failure.
Yeah, I know.
Not moving up and drafting
Yeah.
him. My gosh.
Another game. Trying to think of some games that are key for us, like the
Well,
Seattle,
Washington,
the Wash-
Chicago.
yeah.
I mean, and the Giants.
Washington Giants game. Yeah,
That was a, you know, Washington's done.
Yeah.
I know mathematically they're still in it,
but
but
they're done.
they're about to go with the kid they just picked up off the basketball court instead of butt fumble, because butt fumble was
Because
so
Buffalo
bad.
was so bad.
They're
Yeah,
going. There's Johnson. I think his name was
yeah. I
Johnson.
forget where they picked him up from.
He was playing basketball.
See,
Real quick, Case Keenum, 2-year, $36 million contract, average salary $18 million with a signing bonus of $6 million.
18 million ain't bad.
2-year, $36 million contract, 25 of it guaranteed.
I mean, you know, but if I'm
2 years.
Yeah. If
So
I'm
that
saying,
tells you what
if I'm
that
Dak
deal is.
Prescott, I'm looking for more than 2 years.
He's going to get more than 2 years.
Yeah, I'm looking for another.
I just gave you those numbers.
Yeah, I'm looking
You
for
have
another-
to pay him.
I'm looking for another
do-
5 years.
Okay, in paying him, do we take in consideration what Cooper is doing now, and then what not Emmett,
Exactly.
but
Zeke.
that Zeke
'Cause you gotta pay-
continue to do.
You got to pay Zeke and Cooper.
Well, you still got 2 more years before you have to pay Zeke.
No, they came out
Not
the same time.
necessarily.
His third year is 5 years, right?
They came out.
They
the same
have
time.
an option they
They
can
got a
pick
4
up.
year. They got
Okay.
When it comes to Dakota Rain Prescott, we're talking about a 4-year contract worth $2.723 million total, with a signing bonus of $383,000. Average salary $680,000 a year.
Yeah. So
Now,
they gotta-
he's not broke, though.
No.
He has all those endorsement
No,
deals
no,
that are
they
paying
gotta
a lot
pay
of
him.
money.
They got to pay him next year.
He's
Yes.
an unrestricted free agent in 2020.
Right, but they got to show him up next year.
But coach, they don't have to wait till his contract up to renegotiate.
No,
They won't.
They're planning
They
on
won't.
showing him up next year.
And I don't
And
think
we-
Dak is the type of player that's going to demand to be a
Top
top
notch. Yeah,
paid
yeah,
quarterback.
right.
He's just going to want something that's fair so they can keep the nucleus together.
Well, and the other
Now
thing,
his base salary breakdown in his rookie year, he earned $450,000. Second year, it went up to $540,000. This year it goes up to 630. Next year it's 720,000. So every year he's been in the NFL, his salary increases by the year.
Yeah, but that's not, that's normal for a fourth
Yeah,
round.
that is.
That's
That
normal
is.
for a fourth
But it
round.
doesn't mean they can go in and renegotiate.
No, they'll renegotiate
Yeah.
2019.
He'll be a
He
very
get paid,
rich
yeah,
man
yeah,
next
right.
season.
Yeah,
Right,
but the
right.
question now is what do
Especially-
you do with Zeke too? Because you got to pay Zeke.
Well, he gonna get his automatic.
How old is Zeke?
Zeke is
Let me
20,
look up
23, 24?
Zeke Elliott real
24?
quick here.
He's 24.
I think he's 24.
Because
All
I know,
right,
I know
Ezekiel
y'all hate
Elliott
when I say
is-
this.
Ezekiel, oh come on.
You think his
man.
years are done?
No,
He's
but
23 or
but running
24.
backs, I've always said this. You can find running backs. Now, I'm
You
not
keep
saying you
saying
don't
that.
pay. I'm not saying you don't pay Zeke
But you
this
can't
next
find
contract.
a Zeke running back. You
Doesn't-
can't
it-
do
it-
that.
You can find running backs.
No, because here's the deal. Here's the deal. When I'm looking at a running back, I'm looking at, what I call scaredability. Am I scared of that running back? There's not a lot of running backs in the NFL that I'm scared of.
Well-
Yeah, you can find them. They can produce here and there.
We've
So-
had Mary, we've had Jones,
Yeah,
but
but
we
I'm
have not
scared of
had
those
Zeke.
running backs. I'm not. Yeah,
you
those
not
running
scared
backs.
of them. Look at what this one particular play that Zeke.
Am I scared of
Actually-
Am I scared of Dorsey when he gets on the field? Yes, I am.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
but you remember this one particular against Philly when he had him for maybe a yard and a half, a 2 yard gain. Zeke just spent off of him and gained
And got more.
another 7
Yeah.
yards.
So you say you can find running backs, but why are they not around in the NFL right now?
They are.
Where are
The
they?
game is just turned into a passing league.
And that's where Dallas. That's where Dallas is.
and I think that's
where the
where the
offense
league is messing up too because
Go ahead. Go.
you
ahead.
don't
I was
have
going
no
to say
fullback.
real quick, Zeke's contract when he first became a Cowboy, 4 years, 25 million, all of it
Ooh,
was guaranteed.
Ooh, that's $5 million.
Repeat that again, please.
4 years, 25 million, all of
No,
it
that's-
guaranteed. Signing bonus of $16.5 million.
So he already got his base of his.
Oh no, he gonna get paid again too.
But see, we
Now,
got
this is Zeke's
that's-
gotta
rookie
understand-
contract.
That's rookie
But we gotta,
contract.
but we gotta understand that came in. He was first as a backup quarterback.
A backup.
So in other
He's
exactly.
getting
So
that backup
he have
quarterback
to.
money.
Yeah,
He still have to, and he's already done it.
This is
He's
Zeke's
proven
rookie
himself to be a
contract.
starter.
This-
So
Dak-
now
Dak-
we just sitting at the table waiting for
Dak
Christmas.
Prescott's never been a backup.
No, he hasn't.
He's never been
No,
a
no, no, no.
backup. No.
No,
He's
never-
been starting from day one.
Well, he's been
No, no,
starting
no.
on
When,
the depth
when
chart.
Tony
Since
got
college.
hurt,
Since- no,
he stepped
I thought
in
he
when
was a
Romo got
backup
hurt.
when
Since
Tony
college.
got hurt.
No,
When
no, no.
Romo got hurt, that's when he came in.
And Dak's rookie year, he was on the depth chart. He was a third string
No,
quarterback.
no, no.
behind.
But
No,
you didn't hear
but-
what he said. Martez said since day one.
Well, he's been a
Day
starter
one-
since.
Day
From
one. is
day
I'm just
the
going by
first-
the depth chart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when,
No,
when
but
he
day
stepped
one
on the
was first game
field.
of the season.
Well, he started
Not
then.
not the preseason.
I was going by the Cowboys' first depth chart before the
Right,
preseason
yeah, yeah.
was started.
right,
right.
He was a third stringer.
Yeah, he was third string, but day one he was a starter.
He was started by the
So
by
Martez
Miami.
is right. He's
Yeah,
never
he's
been
right.
a backup.
Right.
Well, technically speaking,
Technically,
Yeah, but
yeah.
technically
Technically.
he
by the
was.
depth
Yeah,
chart.
that
Tony
way.
got hurt.
On the
You
depth
just
chart,
gotta listen
it was
to him
To-
talk,
it was
man.
Tony
You
Romo.
just gotta listen to Coach.
He didn't big old
And you
breathe.
show right.
No.
You
No,
Coach got you
technically he
confused.
was
He's right. No. Coach is right. Since day one, he has never been a starter.
No,
he's never
no,
been a
no.
backup.
A
Never.
backup.
He was like you at first.
No, I've always been a backup.
A
No, he was a
bench
bench warmer.
warmer.
Hey,
So-
no, wait a minute. Now let's look at it. This is
say
a
that.
question. I'm gonna let you finish. If Tony Romo had not gotten injured,
We would never known about
And
that
they never
Ooh-wee,
seen the
we had
light
never
of that
seen the light of
Prescott.
day.
As a matter of fact,
Because Kellen Moore was taking.
Kellen Moore
Kellen
was-
Moore wouldn't
was-
have
and,
been
and Romo tried to hold it out, but his back would not allow him.
He went down in the preseason.
and then Kellen Moore broke his leg, which
Right,
opened the door for
right.
Dak Prescott.
There
Yeah.
you go. There
And
you
matter of
go.
Oh, boy,
Everything happens for a reason.
Kellen-
There you go.
And guess what? If you look at Dak's career in college, it happened to him the same way.
Yep.
Yeah.
When he gets the job, he doesn't lose it.
That's
So-
And again, that's that mental
But
There
toughness.
you go.
That's a God
There you
thing.
go.
And the way he gets the job, somebody got hurt.
Like Coach Garrett said, he's a tough SOB,
He
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
that.
mentally and physically.
He is.
I just wish you run more.
I don't.
I really no.
That's how you
I
get
don't
hurt.
want him to get
Or,
hurt.
I'm trying to
throw
get
the
you.
ball away.
Yo,
Don't
Daddy.
take a loss.
Everybody's talking about running.
Don't take the loss.
Stop fumbling. He
Yeah.
definitely needs to do that.
Don't take the loss. But
So
see,
real
that-
quick, in Zeke's rookie year, his base salary was $450,000. His second year, it went up from $450,000 to $1.5 million. This year, he went from $1.5 million to $2.7 million. Next year, in his last year, he goes from 2.7 to 3.9.
I just need to know if he
And
needs
then,
another friend.
and then, yeah.
I'm again, all this is guaranteed
His-
money.
Do he
His
need a
next
yard?
deal,
Do
though-
he need a yard man?
Zeke's next deal
It's gonna
can't be more than 4 years. Can't be more than 4
Well, they'll
years.
probably do 4 or
Well,
Because the
5.
way they
okay.
use him now,
They
4
gonna-
years, that's got to be it.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Let's look at something here. How long has Emmett been running for the Cowboys?
Yeah, Zeke's not Emmett.
No, I know,
Okay,
because
that's
I'm
a good
looking at Zeke being stronger than Emmett.
Yeah, and they
He's
ran.
more powerful than Emmett. Emmett is a little bit more finesse. Where
Right.
Zeke actually run towards you, he said, yeah, I'm going to take your head
Exactly.
on,
My
or I'm
point
going to leap
exactly.
over you.
He goes head on. Emmett didn't take a lot of big
No,
hits.
he was more. If Emmett saw you finna hit him, he'd dip out of bounds real quickly.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just saying.
Let's go through these games real quick. We
All
got
right.
30 minutes.
Let
to
me
do
mention
this.
one more
right,
contract.
go ahead.
Amari Cooper, he's on this 4-year, $22 million contract, all of it
Guaranteed.
guaranteed. In his rookie year with Oakland in 2015, he earned a base salary of $435,000. In his second year, it went up to $525,000. In his third year, it went up to $615,000. This year, it goes down to $411,000 from $615,000 last year. And if he plays for the Cowboys next year, he goes from $411,000 to $13.9 million.
Where you think he gonna play it next year? You said if. Where is
I'm-
that man gonna play it next
I'm
year?
just saying.
You said if.
I'm
where-
just saying. When we're
where-
dealing with Stephen Jones,
And the Cowboys.
Well, all
and we're dealing with how
I-
tight this is
I
with
would
money, and you
personally-
see this,
They
I
will
would
restructure that.
personally, if you gonna pay me 13.9 million,
that's what he's doing next year.
if make sure I'm here, I would go warm up Jerry Jones' car myself
This
in the
is what's
winter.
going to happen with that.
They're gonna restructure
Stephen
that.
Jones will get with him. They will restructure
restructure
a
it,
long-term deal
Yeah.
where he'll
Where
get
he'll
money, but he
over-
won't
over-
get 13
yeah,
million
yeah.
next year.
He'll probably get 9, 8 or 9,
Yeah,
but
they'll-
over a
they'll-
period of time,
They'll
he'll get his
fix
money.
that. He'll get his money.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll-
And
they'll
plus,
fix
they still got to pay Zeke. They still got to.
Right.
You got to pay your top 3.
He got to make all this work.
He'll
He
make it work.
will.
He
Because
will.
I don't think Dak's the type, like I just mentioned, that's going to demand to be paid.
He's not
like
gonna say,
that.
"Give my money right
That-
now." Yeah.
Okay, can you see that making 25 million?
No, I think he'll get
Per
20.
year?
Not a
I
year.
think he'll
no.
get 20.
Per
I
year?
do think he'll get
Yeah.
20.
I would say
He
I
might
would
be-
say it'd be over 20.
I think he's going to get 5 years, maybe about $100 million.
I don't say 100 right now.
And I think he's going to get 45, 50 guaranteed.
5 years, 100. Okay, they probably at 20.
I mean,
I say
I just told you
with
his
a,
numbers,
with,
man.
with a,
I
I
with
mean,
a
the
$10
first 3
million
years.
signing bonus, Professor, plus what he said. So that put him over that 20 million.
He'll get his money, and he deserves it.
Yeah. He
Oh
did.
yeah.
He deserves it.
Let's go ahead and go through these games real quick. The Chargers. Oh, and it's the Thursday night game too. The Chargers at Kansas City.
That's going to be a
Ooh.
doozy.
That's the first of all. Let's get something out. I got beef with the professor here. I heard him
Uh-oh.
mention earlier in the show.
Uh-oh.
Made that smooth comment. The MVP for Patrick Mahomes. Hold on.
No. I'm not saying he's MVP. I said it real quick because we was in the midst of a conversation.
Okay.
I thought he was a rookie, and I forgot last year he was the rookie, but he only played the last game. So he's really in his second year. I meant to say he's in the running for
got
MVP
you.
with
I got
Drew
you.
Brees, with
Who else you got?
I don't know if this
Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Phillip
you gotta
Rivers.
put him in there.
We keep disrespecting
Yeah.
Philip Rivers. The Chargers
Are
are
10 and 3.
10 and 3, and he's having one of his best seasons ever.
Rivers is an underrated quarterback.
Well, God,
He's an
he
underrated
is
quarterback.
Never talked about, and I'm trying to understand why. His touchdown to
Because he's-
interception ratio is one of the best in the league, as usual.
Because he's
Always
an,
is.
He's an AFC, and the Chargers always get to the top and then just crash.
I read an interesting article that talked about how Patrick Mahomes is the NFL version of Steph Curry. How he's changing
Oh,
the quarterback position. I don't know if you saw the game. I was watching some of the game. He threw one pass where he didn't even look at the receiver.
sideways. Yeah.
He didn't even look at him.
Yeah.
I said, okay, we're doing Houdini stuff on
Yeah,
the football field now. What's going on
Patrick
there?
Mahomes, I mean, I don't see how he runs one way and throws all the way across the field with velocity on the other way.
I've given them nickname Quirky.
Yeah, yeah.
That's his nickname for he's
Yeah.
Quirky Mahomes.
Now,
For him to throw sideways, parallel to the ground, he throwing
Well,
sideways.
He
Throwing
Yeah,
has
like
so
now,
many
is
different
that-
arm angles.
Yeah.
He
Is
sure
that
do.
is that a superstar or just somebody
See,
just
this is
lucky?
the question I have, and I know he did this with me with Dak Prescott. Mahomes is doing a little bit more than what Prescott did in his rookie year, but next year
Mhm.
right.
when everybody has that film
They
on
got
him,
film on him. It's gonna be.
how
it's
is
gonna be
he?
Totally
Will
different.
it be a different quarterback than what he is in his first full year in the NFL?
I think so.
Prescott in his second year was not the way he was the first year. He was okay.
Well, because Zeke
But not
missed
as
a lot of
impressive.
time
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Right.
Now,
Offensive line banged up.
Mahomes don't have Kareem Hunt, and he won't have Kareem Hunt.
He'll still have Kelsey, and he'll still have Hill.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
But he don't have his
Team-
main guy as a running game.
I just
That
like
makes a
that.
difference
I
to
just
me.
like his personality, man. I mean,
They'll draft a
yeah.
running back. Like I
Yeah.
said, you can find running backs. So I'm not concerned about that.
Teams will play him different. They'll play Kansas City different based off of the film. And what you do is you look at the film and you say, okay, where's the chinks in his armor? You know, where can we rush him? You look at games he's lost, and you take those games. Okay, where was he quirky? Where was he this and the other? And then you start teaching defenses based off of, okay, don't let him get out of the pocket, or don't let him do this, or don't do that. Rush him this way. So they'll play him differently. So he'll look different next year.
and by you saying that, I'm hoping he can break that playoff curse. You know yourself, Coach.
The Chiefs?
The Chiefs in regular season, they awesome.
Yeah, Andy Reid is good.
They
in the regular season.
awesome.
You get him.
You can't beat them. But as
But
soon
you
as
get
they
in
get
the
to that
playoffs?
one playoff game, maybe two, if by reasonable strength, the third playoff. But they, for somehow or
A
another,
team like
they
Tennessee
just
steps up.
boom.
A team like Tennessee steps up that had no business.
There you go. Being in the
playoffs.
being in the ranking,
They walked in. They got.
and
they
they
backed
wound up
in the
losing
playoffs.
the
They
next
snuck in.
game.
They backed up in the playoffs, and a team like Tennessee would come
And
up.
losing the next game after they beat them.
Yeah.
Because it's all about matchups.
And I-
Tennessee did what you have to do against a high-scoring
And-
offense.
and-
You run the ball and keep away.
And what I'm saying here, what I love about this gentleman's personality is that when he step on the field, he's in control.
Total
He
control.
I mean, but
he's
Alex-
humble with it, but
Alex
he
Smith-
is
Alex Smith
in,
was too.
well,
Alex Smith was too.
but different.
Alex
No,
Smith.
not like this.
Alex
Not like
Smith.
because this guy here, like you say, he may be looking at him, but he gonna give it to you. I'm just looking at the finesse,
I don't know.
the
That,
philosophy.
that sounds like a Danny White.
well,
Look one way and throw it.
well, no, Danny White. If you look at Danny White
Cross-eyed.
eyes,
Patrick
This-
Mahomes
this man not
plays like,
cockeyed.
he plays like Brett Favre.
He does.
He's not afraid. He'll try to throw it
There
into
you
any
go.
window.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter to him, which will lead to
And-
interceptions because I think he's thrown 11 this year.
Yeah, because that pass he threw to Travis Kelce. I mean, if somebody was paying attention, that was a pick.
Yep.
That
right.
was a pick. If that pass he threw, I mean, he just threw it.
And
So-
really, can I share this with? And I know we're not there,
No, you-
okay. But when Cooper caught the ball, the win in overtime, it was just the right bounce. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It was.
It was just the right bounce because the bounce could have gone
The other
another way or
It
forward.
was either going to get batted down or
Right.
into
It was
the
just
air.
it was,
He wasn't in position to
yeah,
intercept it.
no.
but-
Right, it wasn't
No.
gonna get intercepted. It just
and
wasn't gonna
then
get caught.
and then I believe who was on him? Was that
That was that Jordan guy.
A random corner.
Yeah,
and can I share something? If you go back and look at the replay, the man's eyes was on the turf. If he was actually looking up, I believe he could have intercepted the ball.
No.
No, I'm
It-
just
it-
saying
yeah, no.
because go back and look at the intercept. Professor, have you looked at it? It didn't hit Cooper. It hit him.
It hit his foot.
It hit his
It
forearm.
hit his
It's
forearm.
going-
It hit him. It did not hit Cooper. It bounced off the defensive player.
Cooper
I'm gonna
said
tell
it
you
after
what
the
happened
game.
on the
Go
play,
ahead.
and I can kind of allude to what he's saying. When you look at the replay, the ball hit off the defender's forearm. I
Yep.
think when it hit his forearm, the defender didn't know where the ball went, but Amara kept his eyes on the ball the whole time. The defender didn't, had a defender had kept the eyes on the ball as much as Amar would have, not only he would have probably intercepted the ball, but nobody was in front of him.
Right.
He probably would have took
Took
that to
it
the
back
house
for a
almost
60.
90 plus
Right.
yards if
Right.
he had paid attention to where the ball went after it deflected off his
Yeah, but if
forearm.
we'd all be drunk.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
we
when you
just
look at the
looking it
replay,
as
the
a diff-
defender lost sight of the ball when it hit his forearm.
Well, guess
But
what,
Marvin
though?
did.
No, don't get
Guess
me
what, though?
wrong.
Those plays happen on a consistent basis.
Right.
We so much overanalyze what goes on in the Cowboys because we want to. If this is, you know what,
Well-
Travis, that ball that Patrick Mahomes threw, that was just way out of like the defender was. You had two defenders.
Well, Mahomes was
intercepted.
was running to his right, and right when he was going out of
To the
bounds,
left.
his quirky motion, he threw it across the
Across
field,
the field,
and
and
that
had-
ball barely made it.
It had
to
the
Tyreek
defender-
Hill.
had the
And he had
defender-
defenders.
had the
If
defender
a
paying
step or
attention.
too fast, he would have picked the.
That's
Well,
the
let
thing.
me-
There's a lot of ifs around here.
Let me flip the coin here. That the Cowboys actually played a hellified game because they had an opponent and they were playing against the referee. Because the referee, even one of the guys said the referee was making bad calls of the game
Well, you can say
against
that-
the Cowboys.
you
No,
can say
that was both ways.
Yeah,
They-
because
they
the
were-
first play of
No,
the
it
game,
wasn't
the first play of the
necessarily
game,
both
that was
ways.
a
It
fumble.
was.
It was more against the Cowboys than it was against
The
Philly.
first play of the
Go
game,
back and look at it.
that
They
was
fumbled,
and that was
and the
Philly ball.
Eagles clearly recovered it.
That
They
was
got
Philly
away
ball.
with that.
What? No.
Then they took away a touchdown when they
Yeah,
ripped the guy's
yeah, so-
helmet
so
halfway off. And,
We can go back
No,
and
I'm
forth
not-
all day long.
But
Let's stick to the games.
yeah,
okay, go ahead.
But real quick, we was on Mahomes, and let's see what happens next year. And I'm saying that because look at Deshaun Watson, had an outstanding rookie year before he got hurt. There was enough film on him to where he comes back next year. He's okay.
He's not looking.
But he's not what he was last year in terms of how many. He threw 3 or 4 TDs a game at one point.
Once they get film on you, then the defenses.
I think when Watson started to play well, when he started to trust his leg and start running again,
Well,
that's when they took off. I think he's been just as good. Their running game hasn't been as good,
And there's the other thing
and
too,
that's
is-
part of it.
Yeah, as a quarterback, you need all phases of the game.
When you run that spread system, the running back has to be a threat.
It's not a lot of Aaron Rodgers out there.
Lamar
that-
Miller.
Yeah, it's not it's not a lot of Aaron Rodgers out there that just to play with nobody.
Right.
It's not a lot about
Since you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, do you believe he was the reason why they fired the coach?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He's changing plays on the field.
Even I'm hearing reports that he had. Yeah, right. I couldn't even get it out.
I say you was trouble
I
with
couldn't even
it.
get it out. Even there were reports that he had nothing to do with it. I mean, come on, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, just say his
Yeah, he
name.
did.
Yeah.
It's total influence over the
did.
Packers organization at this point.
It's
And
almost
that's
like
what
it's
I
almost
mean
like
right
Jason
there.
Garrett. It's almost like Jason
because
Garrett had
they
waited
don't come see the coach the game.
No, they come see the
They
players
come
play.
see the players play the game.
And
Yeah.
we come see us pick the games.
Let's
Yeah.
pick the game.
Don't pick your game,
It
man.
says you over here chomping at the bit
Well,
right
you
now
know,
at
'cause
the
I'm-
screen
you know,
over here.
I
He done put a lot into it. Let him do his job.
I got the producer back there, gonna look at me crazy. He's gonna come up and say
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Put
and stuff
that
like
10 sign up.
Yeah, the 10 sign. Yeah, so he act like he sleep over there, but I say you.
Okay, what's going on with the game?
Leave him alone. That's my man right there.
All right. Chargers, Kansas City. We ain't gonna pick that game right now.
Are we picking even though we make
I'll
our picks
pick
on-
the-
on-
I'll pick the
we
Chargers.
just throwing something.
I'll pick the Chargers.
Okay.
because we reserved the
Chargers,
right
Kansas
to
City?
change.
Okay.
Kansas City all the way.
Chargers and upset.
You got that, Professor?
What's that? Chargers and there's Kansas City.
And
Kansas
it's
City.
at home too.
Kansas City.
That Mahomes swagger is
That-
strong
that-
right
that-
now.
That's 2 states up.
Yep.
You gotta go with
They're
Kansas.
about to take this L is what's about to happen with the Chiefs. They're about to take this L.
I'm gonna go Kansas.
I'm just not sure about the Chargers. The Chargers good, but man, I'm just not sure if they're gonna go.
They
If they was in
Derwin
LA,
James.
I can-
Derwin
I can
James.
see that.
That's all
They're
I'm
not
gonna
gonna be able
say.
to handle
Okay.
that boy. And what I
I'm just
love
saying.
about him, he know how to balance the ball. In other words, he can pick 3 or 4 or more receivers out of the game to give it to.
That's a
So
Thursday
can Phillip
night
Rivers.
game.
Phillip Rivers has a bunch of receivers.
That's Thursday night too.
Wow, Thursday night
It's gonna be a
football
good
came
one.
up this
He's-
year.
That's the
Hey,
best game they probably had this
Man,
year.
look at here. I like that game better than I like Sunday night game. Because you on stage all by yourself. On Sunday, you got several stages.
It's like-
but on Thursday night,
You by
Monday,
yourself.
it's like Monday night.
And the Sunday night game be
It's gonna
weak
be
anyway.
good.
Okay, what else?
Houston, I got Kansas City on that game. You know, Kansas City. Okay, we can't.
I'm the only one picking the Chargers. All right.
Kansas City.
I'm the Lone Ranger.
You the Lone Ranger.
Sorry.
Kansas City.
Houston at the
Gonna
Giants.
increase my lead.
No, it's
Oh,
not
you
the
did.
Giants. It's the
The
Jets.
Houston at the Jets.
Oh,
Houston.
Get it right.
Houston,
Bench
still
warmer.
Houston.
Get it right.
I'm trying to mess everybody up.
Houston.
Houston. So Sam Darnold will be injured. It'll be probably Josh McCown.
It don't mean nothing. You trying to make it sound good? It don't mean nothing.
I'm just saying.
It don't mean nothing.
I'm picking Houston.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's picking Houston.
Here's one: Cleveland at Denver.
I'm picking the Browns.
I will be picking
Cleveland.
Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns in
I'm
that
going
one.
Cleveland.
OU power.
Can you?
It don't
can
have nothing to do with OU.
Can you? Can
Sooner
thank you.
power.
Can you hold that, please?
Boomer. Sona.
Alabama.
Power.
Alabama at OU. No, I'm just.
We'll get to that. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that in due time.
We all Cleveland.
I'm Cleveland.
I'm
Yup,
going
yup.
with the
Yeah,
Browns.
yeah, I
Yup,
can see that.
yup.
Arizona at Atlanta.
Wait a minute, Cleveland, who now?
It's at Denver.
Cleveland at
Denver.
Denver.
Oh,
Denver.
Denver. It's at Denver too.
Arizona
Denver.
at
Mile
Atlanta.
high.
Denver.
The question is, has the Falcons
Denver.
Are they-
packed it in? Have they
Well,
packed it in? I'm gonna pick Atlanta.
They're 4-9.
Yeah, I'll pick Atlanta, but
It's packed in.
I would not be
Denver.
shocked if Arizona upset them. but
And it's
I'll
winter
pick
time
Atlanta.
too.
It's
You
packed
won't
in.
be shocked.
It's packed
I won't
in.
be shocked.
And Atlanta should have an explosive offense, but they just explode.
Who that?
Yeah.
Atlanta and who?
Arizona.
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 It's cold.
Atlanta, they got issues.
You know what? I think Arizona got more issues than Atlanta.
They got
though.
issues, man.
Yeah.
I think
They got baby
So
issues.
you're taking Josh Rosen over Matt Ryan
I'm taking Matt
Yeah.
Ryan.
and over Julio. Yeah,
Julio
have fun
Jones.
with
Well,
that
Yeah,
pick.
yeah.
well, my best man live in Atlanta. He and I are always
Oh
at
Lord, we
odds.
got a Patriots fan in the house.
Who?
One of the people out there is Patriots.
Oh
That
God.
patient.
Patriots fans.
Oh God.
We got Patriots, Redskins.
What are we doing
Packers.
here?
James,
We got
What's next?
Packers. We got Patriots.
What's next?
James, we got to talk.
Where's the cowboy audience?
I believe
Right
you have
here.
issues too.
You done brought a Washington fan up in here.
Yeah, you
They,
keep
all
on
right, that we
you
what?
bringing the
Wait a
traitors
minute,
in
wait a
here.
about
minute.
a
You
green
say you
Raiders.
what now?
You're getting ready to
No,
marry
her.
a Patriot fan.
Patriot.
See,
We ain't talking about no cheese heads.
Ah, the Patriots is not a
Patriots
cheesehead.
Sit down, please.
The Packers
Sit
is
down,
cheeseheads.
please.
Oh my.
Patriots. Hey, a fight breaking out in this bad.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Oh,
if more
my
Cowboys up in
goodness.
here,
About to be on.
Cowboy beat Patriot more than the
Anyway.
Patriot even stepped on the field.
James,
Oh my goodness.
James, after this, get my step in my office, okay? The pink
Can-
slip,
can
pink
we-
slip will be waiting.
I will be holding a prayer vigil in the morning. Okay.
Woo-wee.
Tampa Bay at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Tampa Bay and
At
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
At Baltimore.
The Ravens.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Taking them
They got some.
Blackbirds.
They got some.
The end of Jameis Winston continues.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like Tampa. I really do.
Like who?
But who?
I like the city.
Oh, okay, okay.
'Cause
Oh,
it
well.
got good golf course
Oh, okay,
there.
okay.
I played there several times. I like the
Detroit
city.
at Buffalo.
Ooh.
Detroit.
I'm gonna pick an
Detroit.
upset. I'm gonna take Buffalo in that one.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
taking-
I
Buffalo's
got
been actually looking
Buffalo.
pretty good.
Detroit
I
in
got
Buffalo,
Buffalo, yeah. I'm
in
going
the
Buffalo.
snow.
I'm going Buffalo. Yeah,
In the
that's
snow.
outdoor.
Yeah.
I
I'm
got
going
Buffalo. That's who I
I'm
got.
going Buffalo.
Yep.
Okay,
Is that Patriot Green Bay still over there talking?
Green
Yes.
Bay at
Here
Chicago.
go the
Green Bay's on the
Packers.
board.
Baby, hell no.
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay at
Where the Packer fan
Chicago.
go?
She left.
I will be picking the
Don't be
Chicago
scared.
Bears.
I'll
All the
take
way.
the Bears.
Yeah, yeah.
I got the
Chi-town.
Bears.
Chi-town.
Yeah,
Windy City.
I'm
got-
picking the
I got
Packers.
the
We got to come
Bears.
back to that pick when the Green
There
Bay
she
fan is.
is.
I call. Hey,
She
you
was
know
hot.
Chicago.
Oh, the Green Bay fan is.
Yeah, the Packer fan is still here.
No, you can't
Okay,
get
well, you
both.
got to
No,
take
it
the
don't work
Bears.
like
What
that.
is this? What
It don't work
How you
like
gonna
that.
be in?
What do you split?
How you
No.
gonna be in Chicago and take the Packers?
You gonna
No,
split
it
the field?
doesn't
I know.
work
Y'all
like
got
that.
a team.
No, that's the problem with Green Bay.
Come
The whole city owns the team, so they don't know who they want.
You can't say I'm a
I'm
Packer
a-
and I'm from the Windy City too. That is a no-no.
But,
Do that. Oh my
Look,
goodness,
look.
you can't do
I would
that.
say something, but I want to.
No, on the quantify.
Man.
Have you ever stayed in Green Bay? Ever stayed in Green Bay? How can you be a Green Bay fan? You never stayed there.
And you in Chicago.
And
Hey,
they
you
are
must
be a
they
Bears
are
fan.
bitter
That-
rivals.
And plus across the lake too.
I'm telling you.
I understand the sorriness of Chicago being so long. You got to pick
You
somebody.
eat a lot of
Oh.
cheese, don't you?
Man,
You eat a lot of cheese.
that's some
I'm
craziness
here
right
to go.
there.
All right, Oakland at Cincinnati.
Now you know.
That's all she got to say. Aaron
You
Rodgers.
looking at the
That's-
money,
that's
right?
Just,
Can-
just them 2 words.
you
It's a
looking
done
at the
deal.
money.
It's all.
I got you.
Oakland at
I'm getting a
Cincinnati.
raise in the
She
morning.
gonna, she gonna be a
I'm
side.
getting a $1.25 raise. Is
Okay,
that-
Okay,
side
is that-
chick.
we got to get back on
Yeah,
track. Get back
Oakland
on track.
at Cincinnati. She gonna be a side chick.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That- I didn't want to say that, but okay.
Oakland at
The
Cincinnati.
views of the bench warmer do not reflect
I'm
the views
trying-
of
I'm trying
everybody
to-
else on the
I'm
show.
trying to think here.
What were you
Uh,
Give me this team. What
I know
was
what?
it?
Cincinnati-
No, I'm gonna take Oakland.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Take Oakland.
because Redhead is gone, and
Take
Redhead is
and,
gone.
and they got Hugh Jackson,
Jeff Driscoll, I think, is playing
Yeah.
quarterback for them right
and
now.
they got Hugh Jackson on
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
I'll take Oakland.
And AJ Green is out for the year.
Oakland who?
Oakland,
Oakland and
Cincinnati.
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 Okay, here's a good one. The Deadskins,
Where the Redskin fan at?
the Deadskins.
There you
Uh-oh.
go.
Here comes
They
you
done
on the
got
clock.
scalped.
You on the
They
clock.
got scalped.
What are we doing?
The Deadskins.
We got a
are actually-
Redskin.
I know.
I told
That's why we
you.
gotta talk to James. Me and James gotta
Patriots,
talk.
Redskins, Packers,
If I had known that, I would have took you to the
Cowboys.
Thanksgiving
Okay,
game with
you
me
all right.
when the Cowboy beat the Redskins. But
Oh,
okay,
Lord.
you know, can
How
you do
gonna
that?
have
Can you
49ers
do that
as a
disclosure
backup?
right quick? Can you do on me? Can you do
Who is it?
Can I
that-
do
Who is
what?
it
that?
again?
They,
No,
disclosure,
Redskins
you know,
Oh.
my comment because I'm finna say something.
The,
That-
I'm
those
gonna
had-
take
the
those
Jacksonville.
views
had-
of the
Like
preacher do
Jacksonville,
not
too.
reflect the views of the whole crew.
We going Jacksonville.
Do they all? Do they have all
We're going
men's on their team?
Jacksonville.
How we going Jacksonville?
Jacksonville
about
and
San
Redskins.
Francisco.
I'll take Jacksonville. Who you got?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh
Okay.
my
Okay.
gosh.
We'll deal with her when we get there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going Jacksonville. Who you got? Redskins, Jacksonville. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jacksonville.
I got Redskins.
Skins are done for the year.
Yeah, they are done for you.
You
They
think
done
they
for the
done for
year.
the year? All right, I'm going
They done.
Jacksonville.
Cowboys have made that happen.
Miami at Minnesota.
That's gonna be a good game.
The,
Ooh, that's gonna be
the
a good
Dolphins.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
because
Ryan Tannehill is
yeah,
back.
with Tannehill. Yeah.
I think my
I'm
boy is
actually going with
tired.
the Vikings.
Who beat New England? Did y'all see that play?
That was a big fluke. That was a big
That
But
fluky play.
okay,
That was how do you? But
it was
first off, it shouldn't have been that close though.
That's
It shouldn't
solid.
be.
Hook and ladder.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
But see, I think my boy is tired with Minnesota.
Who is that?
Cousins.
North. North. He seemed a little tired.
Norv's not there.
No,
I mean, not North.
Norv was with
Turner.
that's no.
No,
Yeah.
Norv Turner's not there.
Who
He-
was
he's
the head coach?
Mike Zimmerman.
Mike Zimmerman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike Zimmer.
Because I'm watching
Mike
him.
Zimmerman.
It's like his interest is not there.
He had the same vicinity.
I
They
know,
coached in the same
I
team.
know.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Mike's
You're in
fine.
the vicinity.
I'm going Miami.
He's tired of his team being
I'm going
inconsistent.
Minnesota.
Right.
You going
right.
Minnesota?
I'll go Miami.
They're
too.
desperate at this point.
They are very.
They need this.
They really
but
do.
but Miami does too.
Actually, the tie that Minnesota has is helping them more than it's hurting them.
It's hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Because they don't have the
exactly.
losses. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're 6-6-1, while everybody else is 6-7.
Tennessee at the Giants.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I'll pick the
Tennessee.
Giants.
I'm
You're
picking
taking the
I'm
Giants.
picking the
Wow.
Giants.
Take the
in this
Giants.
game.
Tennessee.
I got the Titans.
They not on track yet.
You think Tennessee? You think the Giants are kind of?
They
doing-
they
getting it?
derail.
Well, I like what they have more than what
Number
Tennessee
got.
has.
Okay. Seattle at San Francisco.
Seattle.
Seattle.
You go that 49ers fan.
Seattle.
Back
Seattle.
up.
She not-
49er.
Seattle. Oh, Seattle gonna blow them out the water.
Seattle
They
gonna whoop that butt.
She not
Yeah,
true to it.
Seattle.
Whoop that trick.
Whoa.
When Seattle win,
Uh-oh.
Whoop.
I don't want to hear a phone call ringing talking about they shouldn't have did them like
Here's
that.
a good one.
I
New
don't wanna hear
England
that.
at Pittsburgh.
You're 5 feet.
New
Ooh.
England.
I
Ooh,
thought I
wait,
was.
New England
Pittsburgh.
at Pittsburgh.
Wait,
It's
is
at
Roethlisberger?
Pittsburgh. Yeah,
Is he
Roethlisberger.
still-
Yeah, yeah.
He back in?
No, is he playing?
I thought he was
Yeah,
injured.
yeah, yeah.
He's
Roth-
playing.
No, he's injured, but he said he will play.
I really think
Who is that?
Mike Tomlin is fighting for his job
I
He
think so
sure
too.
is.
I
because
think so too.
they
And
really.
I like him.
But anytime New England loses, they always come back with a vengeance almost.
Yeah. And they got body slammed last week.
I really think
New
they
England this
overrated.
game.
They've been
I went with New
overrated.
England.
Yeah.
I went with
Where
New
that
England.
Patriots fan
Yeah, I
at?
think they
New
are
England.
overrated, but they still don't lose 2 in a row though.
I don't know.
They playing.
Yeah,
New
they
England-
don't lose
I
2 in
got
a row
Patriots.
until this week. I'll be going with the Steelers.
They playing.
Oh.
Who they playing?
They playing Pittsburgh.
Playing the
I'll be going with
Steelers.
the Steelers.
I gotta go with New England.
But
'cause
Big
I
Ben
got-
is,
I
you
got a
know,
partner of
I don't
mine.
know. He keep
He's
getting
just a
hurt.
crazy Steelers fan.
And when he goes down, the whole team goes down.
Yeah, I gotta go New England.
Everybody talks
Yeah.
He
about
was supposed to be
Dak
gone
holding
last
to the
year.
ball.
When
Everybody
Ben
talks
goes
about Dak
down, the
holding to the ball.
whole
Nobody
team,
holds the
they
ball
know
like
nothing.
Ben Roethlisberger does.
No, he holds the ball.
But like you were talking about,
But he
the
looks-
class
he
of
looks for
quarterbacks
receivers,
that's coming out, they had Ben, and I think Ben's gonna be back another year to see what class of quarterback is coming out after
Ben
this
need to
coming
retire.
up. year
Oh, they
because
have his replacement already.
Yeah.
Mason
He needs to
Mason
go ahead and
Rudolph.
retire.
give him time to
Go out
develop
on
a
a
little
good
bit more.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph.
Philadelphia,
Okay.
real quick. Philadelphia at the Rams.
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 Okay, using
Rams.
New Orleans.
Rams.
at-
Wait. Can I go to Philadelphia to get a cheesesteak sandwich?
Boy, anyway, move on to the next thing.
It's not gonna taste good.
Next.
Well, you're right. Okay, let's move on.
Next.
New Orleans
We running up on
at
time.
New Orleans at Carolina.
New Orleans.
That's gonna be a doozy.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's
But
gonna be a
I'm-
good game.
Carolina has to win
they
that
gotta
game,
win.
But they're
They
not
haven't-
going to.
but they're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not.
they're
I'm
not.
going Carolina.
I'll go
I'm
with
going-
the-
I'm going
the
Nolans.
Saints.
And then
I'm gonna go with North Carolina.
and then Dallas at
Cowboys.
Indy.
Cowboys.
Dallas
Cowboys.
at Indy.
I think it's gonna be an upset. I think it's gonna be Colts.
Dallas needs to
Who gets
go
solid
to
time?
Indianapolis,
And
Cowboys.
beat them.
and they need to handle their own business
Yes.
and
Didn't
beat
they-
the dang Colts.
Didn't they do
All
that one
due
year?
respect to Andrew Luck.
Didn't they do
All
that?
due respect to Andrew Luck. He's been terrific this year.
But he's been
But
terrific.
they're not better than Dallas.
No,
Dallas
that-
needs to go in there and win.
And he's been
Tony
terrific
Dungy
against
would
that.
tell you the difference.
Who?
Tony.
Somebody named
Tony
DeAndre
Dungy's-
Moss Turner said Cowboys for life.
Yeah, she's a
That's
Cowboy
my,
fan.
that's my
Oh,
boo.
yeah.
That's my boo thing.
So,
That's
so,
your
Yeah.
Hey, Boo Thing.
so which means
What's up, boo thing?
which means his picks are always tainted when it comes to the Cowboys.
You
Mine
can't keep
too.
putting me on blast
Mine
like
too.
that, man. That's
Mine-
it's not
No,
tainted.
that ain't mine too.
They're going
He's
all
winning,
They're going
though.
16-0.
Mine
He's
too.
winning.
Not this year. Next year.
Yeah, okay.
I have logic behind my picks. I don't just say the Cowboys are going to win
Except against New Orleans, you just said the Cowboys going to win.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yeah,
because
okay.
I thought they
I'm
had the
going-
formula.
But
I'm
but
going
it,
Dallas.
that new the Cowboy game is just like them playing New Orleans. When they get there and make their point, then people gonna start believing in them.
Hey, I'm going Dallas.
I'm going Colts.
And I know why he's going
You
Colts.
already know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
already
going
got
Why
my.
you going Colts? You
my
you
gray
familiar?
on. I just need some
I'm
blue.
going Colts because
Every time
and
he goes against
we
Dallas,
saw this in the
And I
last
just
couple
started back
games
talking
with,
to you,
with,
too.
with the
And
Saints
every time I
and
go against my
with
Cowboys,
the
they
Eagles.
win. So I'm going with my Cowboys.
Sooner or later, those mistakes on the offense of the Cowboys
They're
is
gonna
going to
come
catch
bite
up
And
with
you
them.
think
Yep.
and you think the coach
I
can do
And
it?
I
too?
think
The coach
if
can do
Dak
it?
Prescott doesn't clean up his ability, his
Fumbling this
continued
year.
ability to
Right.
fumble, it's gonna come back and bite him.
I
Yep.
agree,
Sooner
but
or
I don't
later.
think, I don't think
Okay,
And they-
I go and talk to
their
him about that.
Their opponent's gonna cash in every time we turn the ball over.
I go and talk to
These
him
last
about
two
that.
games, we've been lucky because
I
the
agree.
Saints
No.
and the Eagles didn't really cash in like they should have.
No, I bet the difference.
I like our D line versus their offensive
There you
line.
go.
Exactly.
I like
And number
that.
one,
they're going to
number
rattle.
one, the defense is telling Dak, we got you, man.
They gonna
No
rattle.
matter what.
They can have him all he wants, but Professor's right.
Yeah,
But you can't keep putting the
Can't-
pressure on the defense
Right.
to bail
That's
you
exactly
out.
right.
Yeah, they're
Because
going
the defense gonna need your help when
And
when they
show
get tired
up.
and start getting up points. They're gonna be like, okay, offense, y'all need to control the ball, don't turn it over, advance, and as you advance, keep the ball away from the opponent.
That's
Well,
right.
And
You will
that
kill drives when you fumble the ball in the pocket.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is one of them trap games
It is.
where when we turn the ball over, it's actually going to bite us in the butt, unlike the last two games.
I'm sorry, Professor. You've had Dallas got 12 trap games you've talked about.
No,
He hasn't talked about that many.
No.
No, not that
Right.
many.
It's like
No.
5 or 6 trap games they got going on.
I've only called 2, not all
A
12.
trap game is one game they're gonna get trapped. You saying 2 or 3 they're gonna get trapped on.
This is my third one.
Okay,
Not
then.
the 12.
Hey,
Okay.
real quick before we get off of here, I just need to make an announcement about our guest for next week.
Okay.
It's Dreyfus Jackson. He's the prior starting quarterback of Rice University and the owner of Hard Count Football Academy.
All
So
right.
he
Rice
will be our guest
Owls.
on
Yeah.
next week.
Real
So
quickly,
make sure you tune in, and we're gonna have him as a
Re-
guest next week.
real quickly, I want to put this in before we can leave. I
What's that?
told you so.
Oh,
See?
mercy.
Okay,
I
so
told you
you've been
so.
listening to 4
Mercy.
I
We got-
told you so.
Thank our
I
ladies.
told you so.
You need to hush.
Yeah, we need to thank the
Me,
ladies
me
for
and the
coming out on
coach,
show.
we told
Yes,
y'all.
thank you to Girlfriend Talk.
Girlfriend
Thank
Talk,
you
thank
for
you.
Fee and Shell and Nick. Thank you for coming on. And
Yes,
thank you
thank
to
you.
Brick House
I don't know
Brick
about
House,
you.
yeah.
for
I'm gonna put me in the
sponsoring us
audience.
and allowing us to be here.
Just
And my crowning
Yes.
coke. Appreciate you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Professor.
you.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
you, Preach.
everyone.
Thank you, Security. Quest.
Yes, thank you, Quest.
We got to get them.
keeping us on track.
We got to get into the office because you brought in some fans.
Yeah, and
these
you
fans
brought
you
in that Patriots
non-Cowboy,
fan.
Patriot, non-Cowboy, Washington. You
you
know,
brought in Patriots,
Redskins, 49ers, and
Redskins,
Packers.
Yeah, yeah.
What's
yeah.
next?
Well, we gonna bring in what? We gonna
But-
Giants.
but-
I mean, if you bring a Giants fan, it's over.
I like him half and
Don't
half
bring no
because
Eagles either.
Green Bay, really?
Yeah, I know.
I can take
Green Bay,
I
really?
can take them.
All right. This
But
is
don't you bring no Eagles and no Giants.
But
in here.
Green Bay, we gonna see them. We gonna
No.
see them in the NFL.
ForumRadioNetwork.com.
And we out.
We out.
All right.
Peace,
Thank you,
peace.
Quest. One. Turn it off. Happy New Year.
Do we need to discuss this later?
There you go, buddy. Thank you.
Do we